Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Bringing you the streams of yesterday today because I wasn't feeling too good yesterday. So we're here now. We're here now. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? It's not Friday. Did I turn the camera on? Yeah, I turned the camera. Probably not going to use it tonight, but whatever. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, so today is what we were going to do Friday, but we're doing it today because I woke up yesterday, I had a massive headache, and I'm like, you know what? I got up early. I'll take a little nap before stream. I set up the stream. I'm like, I'll get the stream set up and I'll take a little nap, and then I'll chug a bunch of water. I'll take some Tylenol. I'll take a nap and I'll wake up and we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. And then I drank some water, took some Tylenol, crawled into bed, and then my neighbor's like, time to open my pool. Pull out the pump. Oh, I should pressure wash my deck too at the same time. So needless to say, yes, yeah, no stream yesterday. But we're here now. We are here now. We are here now. Hooray. So how's everyone doing today? I gotta move this fan. This fan is not gonna work there. This is not going. Can you go over here? Where can I move you? I can't see you, chat. I miss you. I missed you. It feels weird when I miss a stream. Will you work better over here? Yeah, you. No. Oh no, I can't put you there. If I put you there, you know what? We'll just leave you there for now. Whatever. I got some air movement. We're good. Good enough. Good enough. Pressure water. No, they had like a gas-powered like pump to suck all the water out of like on top of their pool cover. And then they also were pressure washing it. Both were gas, so just and it wasn't like the kind of noise you could tune out. So needless to say, yesterday morning sucked. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just cancel the stream because I didn't want to go live. I didn't want to guarantee, like I hate last minute canceling. So I made the call, and you know what? By about noon, the headache was gone. So I probably could have pushed through with the stream yesterday, but I didn't want to risk it. So. Hello from Norway. Hello. What are you doing up so late? I need some. No. Only consume legal stuff. Like gamer subs. Code Canuck Creator. Get 10% off. I forgot to shake it up. That was very, very rich. That was very rich. Earplugs are great. I can't sleep with earplugs. I tried. My ears are different shaped. So, I don't know if you could see it, but I have to wear like different size, like foam parts for headphones because my right ear, the hole is way much smaller than my left ear. It's like undersized. So in terms of like go no gauges, this is a no go and this is a go. But this is like oversized. So they don't sit right in my ear, and it feels like I get too much pressure in my right ear if I wear like earplugs for a long period of time. 2 nights with 6 industrial fans and 3 dehumidifiers. Sleep was optional. We had a water leak from the fridge ice maker line. Ooh, that sucks. That sucks. Smooth segue. Exactly. Speaking of smooth segues, hey. Do you want a segue? Well, guess what? I don't have one, but you can get some Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win, because every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. So you can get one of those. You can also buy some gamer subs. You can do that. I like it. It's pretty good. They have Panda now. They got Panda. So for the bamboo people, there you go. Hey, John. So what are we doing tonight? We are carrying on with what we started on Tuesday. It is rewiring this guy. So this right here is a VZbot 330. Let me see if I can put this camera in a better spot. This is a VZbot 330. Come on. No, I gotta, here. What if I do this and I turn, there we go. The fact that I can't turn, I'm turning my monitor. There, that works. That'll work. This is the VZbot. We ripped out the old electronics. We replaced it with a KRAKEN. Why? Why not? The original electronics were like, they worked, but it was kind of a mess of wiring. This is a much simpler wiring. So we're doing that. Also, after we get this wired up, the plan today is to figure out what we need to make the CHUUUBE work. So I have a CHUUUBE, and if you don't know what the CHUUUBE is, this is a CHUUUBE. This is a CHUUUBE. We got to figure out what we need to make this work. I think I can just drop it in, but I don't know what I need to print because unfortunately I couldn't find any documentation. So the plan today is we're going to do some yapping, some crimping, some stripping, and then we're going to plan out how we're going to make the CHUUUBE and the beacon work. And then afterwards, if we got more time, by the end of the stream, I do have some new stuff that needs some cosplay work. So we're going to do some sanding because I got the big iron for the Helldivers, freshly printed. Big bullet. It's always comical how oversized like video game weaponry is. Recommend is 80 watt and PT 1000. I need to get those. There you go. Dang it, why is that still off? Oh well, whatever. There's like the ever so slight gap. Oh, you know what? It's because it's the different. That's why. Because see, that's what it is. I gotta fix the whole thing. Anyways, yeah, I don't have any heaters for it. I gotta get heaters and I gotta get a thermistor. So we're just planning today. So where do we leave off? This doesn't fit. So I've got some new double-sided tape. I've got some ferrules. So we're gonna do some crimping and stripping to get things started. But we gotta move this down. We gotta move this. Bold choice to show handling on stream. What are you talking about? I don't know. This is entirely not anything. This is entirely not anything. This is a completely inert plastic thing. I don't know what this is, other than huge, other than proportionally huge. It's not my fault if the bots don't like democracy. Speaking of what I don't like is my ISO. Let me fix my ISO. I am way too dark. Boop. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Check out the Discord stream chat. Let's see. What is that? Portugal about an hour ago. Oh, shoot. What was that? Oh, that's a meteor. That's cool. Sky's on fire, yo. Okay, so this is gonna kind of suck because this is VHb'd on and I gotta like get it off. And I think I went way overboard with the VHb because I was like, oh, I don't want this ever coming off. So I kind of like gotta. Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare. So with VHb, it's actually not hard to get something that's VHb'd on off. It's just you got to get under it. Because VHb, it's like magnets. When they're together and you try to pull them apart, good luck. But if you can pry or slide, it comes off a lot easier. There we go. Okay. I should be able to reuse this. So we're gonna move you down to about there. Right about there? Right about there. Un momento, I hear borking. Do you hear borking? I hear borking. Who is borking? The Helldiver armor. Who is borking? Is Coda borking? Coda! He's already inside. Already inside. There we go. How's that now? Yeah, that should be good. There we go. Give it a little. Make sure it's nice and rigid. There we go. Okay, so now this guy, which was a problem before. Hey, buddy. What?
You let me or not in your closet?
Do I have what in my closet?
Treat for Coda?
Do I have a treat for Coda?
Yeah.
I don't have any treats for Coda out here. Why? No, the treats for Coda are inside. Yeah, they're in the closet inside, not out here. There is no closet out in the garage. You know that. Okay. Bye. What PSU did my SV08? Oh, yeah, it came with a Morn Son. So, I figure we might end up talking about that today. If you didn't watch the video I put out yesterday, I put out a quick little informative video yesterday. TLDR, Morn Son, which for those that don't know, they make power supplies. They make more than power supplies. But one of the things they make is power supplies, which is they're very common in 3D printers. A lot of 3D printers have them. The SPOOL uses them, Bamboo uses them. The LDO V0 kits use them. They also make more. If you have a Leviathan, an LDO Leviathan, the DC to DC converter on a Leviathan is a Morn Son. Are Bamboos still for sale in the US? So here's the thing, as far as I'm aware, technically, according to Executive Order 14024, anything that is in violation of that executive order is not supposed to be sold in the US. It's under sanction. For those that don't know, there's currently a thing going on in Ukraine. It's funny, somebody left the comments like, oh, you're downplaying by saying it, you know, by just saying there's a thing going on. I'm on YouTube. I'm not a political channel. I don't want to stir the pot more than I need to. If you're wondering about my stance on it, I actively donate to the Ukrainian army. Cool. Or I have in the past. So there, you want my stance? There you go. I'm actively supporting the side that's shooting Russians. Okay, cool. Anyways, so because of that, companies that violated the sanctions on Russia, which is providing assets to companies that provide Russian military equipment or directly to the Russian military, are basically under sanction. And congratulations, you broke the rules. No fun for you. We're not going to let you sell your stuff in the US. Morn Son broke the rules. Okay, Morn Son tried not to say they're political, but yeah, you're selling shit that was found in Russian UAV drones bombing Ukrainians. So yeah, you got put on the naughty list. Ergo, you're not allowed to sell your stuff in the US. Ergo, anything that has your stuff in it, as far as I'm aware, isn't supposed to be sold in the US. So here's the thing. Does your printer, if you already got your SV08, guess what? Nothing changes. Mine's sitting right there. I mean, well, one, I'm in Canada. I'm not even American. But like everyone with a Bamboo who has a Morn Son power supply, this doesn't affect the end user. So it's not like an alphabet agency is going to be knocking on your door going, FBI, open up. We know you have a power supply. No. What this is going to affect is the companies that sell those. What is this going to affect is the importers. What this is going to affect is that sea can full of Bamboos. When you import something, yeah, Jason tweet had something about having, yeah, let me pull up what Jason said. Because, you know, it's nice when companies communicate what's going on instead of going dark and trying to hide it. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, so you have authorized through daylight time, provided that any payment to, okay, exception is provided to general license, all transactions prohibited by the executive order that are ordinary, incident, and necessary to the wind down of any transactions. June 17th, provided any payment is blocked for. So I think basically like, hey, you're no longer allowed to do this, but as of this date, it's like, no. So if you're bringing like a shipment of printers into the US or kits or whatever, and they have Morn Son components, I think if they make it through customs before the 17th, you're okay. but when you import stuff, you have to put like, you have to list when you're importing goods for sale, you have to list like the manufacturer and country of origin and all that. And if the guy at customs goes, oh, you have Mornson here as listed as one of the manufacturers of components, or they happen to check and they see Mornson, right? You try to play feign ignorance. Then they go, cool, we're seizing this entire shipment for violation of sanctions. Boom, done. So if you're currently waiting on printers or a printer that's shipping from a company overseas, that's gonna impact it. I don't know how badly. I don't know how it's gonna affect non-Americans. I just, you know, is what it is. Yes, the fix for this is simple. You pull out the Mornson, you put it in a Meanwell, you move on with your life. Meanwell is also a Chinese company, but they're not on the sanction list. Calvin, buddy, what are you doing out here? Do you need help? What are you getting? Oh, you're bringing that inside? Okay.
I get like that in it. It's outside the backyard.
Oh, you're gonna put that in the backyard? Okay. So yeah, so that's a thing. Wonder why they are sanctioned? It's easy. They're providing material and goods in direct violation of sanction against Russia for their ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The US government basically said, hey, Russia's being big bad person. Anyone who provides stuff to Russia that Russia uses to attack Ukraine is on the naughty list, and we won't let you sell your goods in the US. And a bunch of Chinese companies got slapped on the wrist for doing that. So it's gonna be really odd if DJI gets thrown on that list. It's gonna be really odd if a certain company called IDG Capital, I believe it is. IDG Capital is an umbrella. And if you look up who falls under that umbrella, a lot of familiar faces fall under that umbrella. So if they ever get put on the list, then it gets really interesting. But as of right now, it's mostly, it looks like components. And as far as I'm aware, Mornson is like the only one that affects 3D printers. Yeah, Jason did say Voron stuff will be delayed. That's true. And they will, because there's components that are, there is components that Mornson makes in the LDO Leviathan, the DC to DC converter, and just straight up the power supply too. So their power supplies were found in Russian military hardware. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, so don't break international sanctions. It's not worth it. Then again, I'm assuming nobody here in the audience runs a company that makes equipment that John might be the closest thing related, just because DJI. Okay, so what are we doing again? Oh yeah, we got to fix this. So before we get started, let's fix the stuff we never fixed. So we got all this now plugged in. We got our controller all plugged in now. We're all good there. Got that. Okay, so let's fix this. Meanwhile, you know what's funny? The first thing I did, I Googled if you could buy stock in Meanwell. Because you know Meanwell is going to be doing pretty good over the next little bit. But they're a Chinese company too, for those that didn't know. Okay, so these two got to be crimped together. These two got to be crimped together. Okay. You already canceled the Purolator guy. Well, they're a Chinese company, so I don't think it'd be a Yuri. Although it's funny because you watch like the promotional videos that a lot of 3D printer companies put out that are like Chinese companies, and it's always like the same Russian actors they use for their generic family. It's quite funny when you see it enough. I'd asked my contacts in China if I wanted to join them to get money from their government for semiconductors after US embargo. I stayed well clear. Oh, of course. I'm not going to get into politics. It's never good. It's never good when, you know, we dive into politics because you're always going to make somebody angry. But let's just say in certain places, the thoughts on rules and regulations are different. And what is acceptable in business practices can vary. So it do be what it do be. So yeah, is what it is. So this won't affect me. This won't affect you. If you ran a company, you know, Fabrico, this affects Fabrico. This affects LDO. This affects Matter Hackers and those kind of companies. And I just knocked over all my barrels. Great. Those are who this affects. Also, I asked really nice in the comments of the video. I put a pinned comment. Hey, I know this topic is a little bit political. Please, can we keep the partisan bickering and the tinfoil hatting out of the comments, please? And I've had to ban 5 or 6 people from my channel already. And I've deleted many more comments. Because if your comment is just straight up calling the current president the bad guys who lost World War II because of this kind of thing, and everything is a conspiracy and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that doesn't add anything to our discussion that we're having right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete your comment. Oh, I checked your channel and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and block you. Yeah. Bamboo still hasn't mentioned anything yet. Yeah, it's the weekend. It's the weekend. I'm just waiting on the blog posts. Wouldn't be a controversy without a Bamboo blog post now, would it? Although this has nothing to do with Bamboo. This isn't anti-Bamboo at all. This isn't like this affects a bunch of companies. This isn't like, this affects a lot of people. Chris Blake, thank you for coming a member. Cheers and appreciate it. Sell all my printers and invest in Pokemon cards. Didn't the market on those crash? I thought the market on Pokemon cards like crashed hardcore. Also, Pokemon, it's all about magic. Did you not see a Black Lotus sold for like 3 million? Now, granted, it was probably a fake number pumping game, but it is what it is. Nope, as a matter of fact, it's still very strong. Oh, so, oh, geez. Then again, like one of the streamers I watch opens Magic cards as part of their content, and I'll be honest, I don't play Magic. I have zero I don't do Magic at all. But it is cool watching people open cards, I will say. Not my thing, personally, to play. Hot Wheels are going nuts. Hot Wheels? What? Okay, so make sure all these are tight. By the way, I don't know how long the stream's gonna go tonight. It is 29 degrees Celsius in my garage right now. And I'm about to go fiddle with the fan to see if I can get more, because it's, yeah, it's hot out here. 1 second. In a momento. My collection is about 3K in value. That's not bad. I think. I don't know. The question is, your collection's worth 3K, but how much have you spent to get it to that point? Like, did you put in 20 bucks and now you have what you got? Or did you put, 4K in and now it's worth 3K? Is the power cable. Oh, over here. I guess I don't need the power cable for the printer. I can unplug you, plug you in. There we go. Hello, I'm talking into the fans. My voice sounds funny. Is that on the lowest setting? Is that the lowest setting? That is the lowest setting. There we go. Now I have air movement. There we go. Okay. About break even, it's a future investment. There you go. I remember years ago, I had a shiny Charizard. I had all so Pokemon cards, I was in what, grade 6? Grade 5 or grade 6 is when Pokemon cards first got started. And I remember like my dad taking us to Toys R Us on a Friday and buying like a couple booster packs. And I think in one day we pulled a shiny Charizard and a shiny like Blastoise, I think, in the same day. Out of just like the little booster pack, like the 8-card booster pack or whatever. We got a shiny Charizard and a shiny Blastoise. And then they all sat in a Duotang with a bunch of sleeves. And yeah, I have no idea what happened to them. They were thrown out ages ago. It is what it is. It is what it is, because it's like Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin, right? I've got millions of dollars. I've got millions of Dogecoin. But you know, the problem is I mined it how many years ago before when anyone knew it would be anything of value. I need to make a longer one of these. I don't think I have any longer cable out here. Let me go digging. Let's see what we got. Nope, too short. I need longer cable. Who's got long cable that I can steal from? I steal from this. This looks long. It's all hooked on stuff. Okay, who's got long power cables? Any of these thick enough? Nope, none of these are thick enough for power. Nope. What about a new? Nope. Oh, maybe this. Nope, not you. Not you. Not you. This has it. There we go. There we go. Long power cables. Oh, that's why it's so. It's a spindle. That's why. There we go. Okay. You're not late to the stream. You're directly on time. As for what time? Time is whenever you want it to be. Time is a circle. It's an illusion too. Okay. Own the silver snail and TO, and friend bought real boxes. Was so small? That's the thing. It's like the best time to buy anything was years ago, before you knew about it. The moment it starts to moon, you're too late. So, like, how many people got screwed over by GameStop this week? Because one Twitter account, the original guy, started tweeting again. Which, do we even know if it really was Roaring Kitty? Because he disappeared off Twitter, off Reddit and everything, and then all of a sudden he comes back. But he doesn't come back in the same way he did before. Because before he had well-worded arguments and videos explaining. Roaring Kitty's the person who drove the original GameStop surge in 2001. Okay, so for those who don't know, GameStop went through another like boom and bust this week because of a short squeeze. So what happened was, the previous time this happened, the guy who drove it all actually came out, put out a video, explained, oh, hey, you know, I think GameStop's, you know, it's in a short position. We can, you know, if you invest now and it's a short squeeze, it probably won't collapse and blah, 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 blah. It might make a couple, 3 or 4x your money. And then everyone jumped in on it, caused a massive short squeeze, and, the story's history, right? The stock went to the moon and then it went back. Well, this week, like on Friday, he tweeted something, and it was like a really cryptic thing. The stock jumps crazy amount. Well, it goes from like $10 to like $50 by Tuesday, and then it crashes right back down because the conditions that drove the original cycle were not present this time. It was strictly memes this time. There was no short squeeze. There was a mini squeeze, but like, if I remember correctly, I watched a video on it, whereas last time the short squeeze was like 140% or something of the stock value. This time it was like 20%. So it was basically like nowhere near the same conditions as last time, yet people went for it, and it petered out very quickly. It petered out very quickly because, again, it wasn't the same conditions that drove it as last time. So basically everyone who went all in, if you didn't sell Tuesday, you lost money basically. Somebody, yeah. So yeah, the only people that really made money on it were those that got in and got out really quickly, essentially. So if you got in and got out really quickly, you made some money. But if you like didn't, if you were like some celebrities who like bought in at like $30 and you did not sell at 54, it like here, let me pull it up. GME stock. So let's see. So in the past 5 days, yeah. So if you bought in here or anytime here, you've lost money. Like if you would have had to buy in Monday and sold Tuesday morning, basically. So if you bought in like Monday and sold Tuesday, you were okay. If you bought in here and sold here, you were okay. But if you bought in here, you're done. Because it was straight up like, and here it is for the rest of the year. So it's been going down, going down, going down. So it was basically just a pump and dump. So it's really weird. I don't even think it was the original Roaring Kitty because we don't know if it was. Because it was just a Twitter account that belonged to him that has been inactive since like 2001. Because he basically said, hey, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I did my thing. I'm out. I'm moving away from this. So why would he come back, tweet out a bunch of memes, and then not really say anything? It's weird. It is so weird. Hey, Sir Warrior. Hey, put quarter mil into it, so balls of steel. No, it's being stupid. Memes are not sound financial advice. Also, if you had $250,000, why are you a gray name in my stream? Why aren't you like you know, a high roller? You know, if you're casually dropping $250,000 on meme stocks, can't even afford a channel membership, all for the low price of $2. You too can be a channel member and hang out in the super cool club on the Discord. That's a lot less than $250,000 in meme stock. I gotta strip more of this off. Rich ones are the most frugal. Yep. Remember, you don't become a millionaire by giving away your money. And telling people I'm not going to sell also doesn't make you a millionaire. Because guess what? You have to sell. You only tell people not to sell when you want to be the one who's not holding the bag. Anyone who tells people, you know, oh, I ain't selling. No, you're going to sell. You just don't want to be the one holding the bag. And I think a lot of people got stuck holding the bag this time around. Although I know somebody who bought a bunch last time at like $10 that actually sold at like 50, and they made out pretty good. So good for them. Because they bought in like last time and they just sat on it, hoping it would bump up again. And they're like, I got out at 50. I'm like, you got out at a good time. In America, the best way to be a millionaire is to be born to money. Do you know what's funny? I don't know the exact number, but I'm Canadian. In Canada, there is no new money in Canada. Pretty much every person in Canada who owns a company that's like in the top like 100 like earners in Canada, or like top 100 richest people in Canada, they all got their money from like basically inheriting the family business or coming from another country. There is like no self-made Canadian like millionaires right now, like like billionaires. It's all either they inherited the family business or they came from somewhere else with money. It's kind of sad. There is no like self-made young Canadian elite class because we all got screwed. So hopping off the topic here, what are we doing on with the VZbot? We're just rewiring it. We're just doing some rewiring on it. We're cleaning up the wiring. The original wiring for this had the Fly Super Micro 8 or whatever it was. It also had independent like 4 external stepper drivers, and it was a kind of a electronics mess on the back. So what we're doing, we're cleaning it all up. That's the plan today. What about Linus? Linus is well off, but he's not as rich as you think. He's not elite. He's just well off. And by well off, I mean, yes, he is rich, but he's not like, he ain't Galen Weston rich. He's just doing well for a YouTuber. You got the fork connectors? Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We're putting the new forks on here. So yeah, Linus is well off, but he's not, you know, he ain't like rich. He's doing okay. What I don't know is where I put, I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I put the little cover for this. The cover that goes over that. I don't know where I put it. I put it somewhere around. I just don't know where. He ain't no Irving. I know, because he's alive. Are we gonna hook Beacon up today? I don't know if we're gonna hook Beacon up today, because the plan is basically yap, because it's a Saturday stream, so usually we get into yapping. But finish wiring up all this, and then we're gonna look at the tool head, because I gotta figure out what we need to do to the tool head to get a tube on it. Covers under the printer? No, it's not this one. This one's too short. This was this one that we took off. Unless there's another one. No, there's not another one. Yeah, I don't know where I put it. I know I put it somewhere. I just don't know where. Probably fell on the ground. Oh well. Okay, so that is, we've got these motors in, so now we need the Z motor, which is this guy here. So we're gonna go, which one? That's motor 5. Okay, so we're gonna go, so you got your Z motor here. You're gonna come up the magic probe. Well, is the beacon magic? I don't think it's magic. I just think it's a style of probe we're gonna give a try on. You think I got enough extra wire here? So this doesn't clip in. It just kind of friction fits, because this just has a DuPont. And we're just gonna leave it like that, because I'm not gonna bother redoing it. Just gonna do that. Actually, we'll put this down here. We'll put this down here. So motor 8 is Z. Actually, no, we'll do motor 8 is Z. There you go. Motor 5 is Z. Have I tried beacon contact? I have not. I haven't put beacon in anything yet. This is the first build we're putting a beacon in. So this will be our first time playing with beacon. I haven't played with beacon yet, so. Legion Cronus 117, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers. Okay, so there's that. Now we've got this Z motor, which is the extruder. Come down. And in case you haven't noticed, we're not putting an exhaust fan on this, and I didn't do the side current and air cooling on this for 2 reasons. Mostly because this is mostly, I print mostly ABS on my machines. ABS and those kind of plastics. So I'd rather it just be more sealed up. And yeah, so I just electrical or silver tape. Okay, so that's that. So now we need to get the bed stuff. So let's see here. So this is, I'm trying to remember how all this goes. Okay, let's just get rid of you for now. Shame me into buying a ferrule crimping set. Good job. You need a ferrule crimping set. Oh, let me turn on live chat so I can actually see everyone properly. There we go. Take care, Dan. How do you know about what being labeled? You tinker with it that much? Eh. Meanwhile, I try to learn Orca Slicer and 2x Magneto X. Make sure you use the profile tinfoil hat. Somebody pointed out on Twitter, I can't remember who it was. Apparently, there are 2 profiles for the Magneto X in Orca Slicer. One of them is the profile that's like baked into Orca Slicer, and another one is like a profile that downloads if you sign into Orca Slicer using your Bamboo Studio account. And the one that pops up if you use your Orca or your Bamboo Studio account is broken, and it's like way too fast of a profile, and the prints don't look as good as they do on the normal one. So a little bit of tinfoil tinfoil hattage for you. So just make sure you use the right profile. But because apparently that's a thing. Okay, let's do, so this is, okay, so that is power for that. So this right here is the control. Okay, let's, oh man, I gotta stop knocking over my stuff. Let's pull up VZbot 330 wiring. VZbot. What is going on here? VZbot 330 wiring. Isn't there like a nice little documentation thing here? Yeah, here we go. So we have the Mellow Kit, electronics. The only reason I'm looking this up is I want to see, make sure I plug the stuff into the equivalent. Yeah, look at all that extra wiring. There we go. Okay, so where is like the, good God. 5160 motors. Yeah, like look at all this extra wiring we didn't have to fiddle with. Config, wiring diagram. There we go. Yeah, okay. Okay, so where is my CPAP? So this is one wire that goes, the green, I think it just goes to any of those, which I believe are just, ADC out. Are those, what are those? Are those just end stops? I think it's just a signal. I think it's just a SIG wire. I believe it's just a SIG wire. Oh man, these wiring diagram, I don't like it. Okay, so it's that one. So that is you plug in there and you're the first one. So that is a PF8. So any signal wire, I think I can use for this. I think I can use pretty much any signal wire. So unfortunately, this ain't gonna reach. So we're gonna have to make this longer. Hopefully I can repin this. Find out in a second. Are you a normal JST? You are a normal JST. Yay! Okay. I need a random wire. I need a random wire. Where are all my random wires? I just organized this. Well, I didn't really organize it. I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Hey, look, random wires. Okay, so we will use green because green is cool. Why not blue? Because I don't have blue. It's green. When I finally ship my Rat Rig V4 and then finally release IDAX, I want CPAP on it. CPAP's cool. CPAP's loud. And if you're like me, it depends on what you print. If you're like me and you print a lot of PLA or a lot of ABS, you don't see that big of a difference with, or that big of an advantage with CPAP, in my opinion. It's when you're there we go. It's when you're whatchamacallit? It's when you're printing like PLA and whatnot. So if you print a lot of PLA, then yeah, CPAP makes more sense. But if you're like me and you print a lot of ABS, like there's a reason I didn't bother putting the current air in this, because I wouldn't use it. I don't use it. Heck, I don't even use it in the bamboo. gauge. Come on, click in. Come on. There we go. Okay. So you go like this. Okay. And you are going to go down here, over here, underneath all of this, and you're going to go over there somewhere. Is ABS with ridiculous millimeters cubed a second? That is true, but here's another funny thing. I prefer my prints to actually have some structural integrity to them and not just be meme fast prints. So, I mean, like, I printed the whole set of stuff for the, whatchamacallit? Let me pull it up here. So, you know, I'm doing a Helldivers 2 cosplay, right? So I printed all the parts for the P4 Senator, which is the big iron secondary that I'm gonna go with for my cosplay. So I printed all the parts here on the Trident in some ABS. There it is right there. And guess what? I don't know, I started the print last night when I went to bed, and I was out today, and some point today the print finished. That's just kind of how it works. It's you know, I went to bed, I hit print, I don't know, some point in the afternoon yesterday, and today at some point, I don't know, I was out most of the day today. I came home and the print was done. That's fast enough for me. So, yeah. Okay, so let me pull up the KRAKEN wiring diagram here. Let me see here. BTT KRAKEN pinout. Print some Nerf blaster parts. I know. I haven't gotten, well, I've got most of them done. The KRAKEN. Okay, so what do we got down here? So we're gonna put, I guess I can pretty much, wait, this ain't the KRAKEN. Is this the KRAKEN? These don't look the same. That's not the KRAKEN. That's an octopus. Why did octopus show up? I searched KRAKEN. Where's the GitHub? Where's the GitHub? Where is the GitHub? That's not what I need. I need the pinout. Because Google search has gone to shit over the last couple years. Hardware. Pinout. Download. There you go. That's the Senator, by the way. There we go. Okay, so I need a signal pin. Any signal pin will do. Look at all these signal pins for a fan. I guess I could just use the CPAP on a fan output. I don't see any reason why I can't, right? I should be able to just use the CPAP on a fan output and it should work just fine. I don't see why it wouldn't. What are these all end stops? PC 0? I mean, I could use one of these end stops. I can use anything as a, because what does the fly use? I just want to make sure I'm plugging into the right thing. Because the fly uses these, which are, I don't even know what they're PF8. Is it just a signal pin? Let me find Super 8 Pro. Let me pull up the Super 8 Pro wiring. I just want to make sure I'm Super 8 Pro. I just want to make sure I'm translating, because the reason I'm doing this is I want to be able to basically do a one-for-one translation across, where I basically just take the config that already exists on here and just change the pins and move on with my life. That's all I want to do. Upload step file, schematic. That's a schematic. Oh, pins. Okay, done with that. Okay. So it was plugged into that one, I believe. So it's plugged into the first one. It was plugged into here, which is IN7. So I guess that could just be anything, right? It's just any I could plug it into PC0 here. I could plug it into PG0 here, I guess. Right? Yeah, wiring. That's why I'm always worried about wiring diagrams, because I don't know what that is. That's just pinout. It's just here. Like, I don't know what these three are for. That's the thing. It doesn't tell me here. Can't be a fan. He's admitted to taking payment for good reviews. Who? Nathan Build Robot. No, Nathan, as far as I'm aware, Nathan just, he's like Mimi, where he's like, yeah, just send me free shit, I'll review it kind of thing. Like, I don't think he's actually taken active payment for a good review. I don't, if he did, he did, but I don't know if he actually did. Switching on negative. So here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out. View more. So then what does that mean? Show me the actual diagram that tells me what this is. Okay, so what are these? USB. What are those? What are these? Limit switch. So I have to put it on a limit switch. Is that it? It has to be on a limit switch. Okay, that's easy. Because it plugs into here. So these are all just limit switch. Wow, this has a ton of limit switches. Yeah, IO. Well, it has it on IN7, but this one right here, it's on here. So what is this? Brings his integrity in question. I don't think he's aiming for integrity. I think he's aiming for just faffing about. I don't know if he's, I don't think he's a full-time YouTuber, so. It's PWM. Okay, so yeah, but it's not using PWM. It's on IN7. Like if you look where it plugs in, it plugs into the first pin, which is just IN7. Look at the schematic. Well, I'm not like, it's just IN7. What is IN7? Is IN7 the same as PA13? Like, this full-time at OpenSoft? Oh, good for him. Shoot. Let's see here. Well, here, I'll just Google. Big Tree Tech, KRAKEN, BTT, KRAKEN, CPAP. Let's see what other people have said. I was looking for installing nope, not CPAP. No. I think I can use any signal pin. I mean, worst case scenario, it just doesn't work. So, you know what? We're just going to use any of the signal pins. We're just going to use, here. We'll just do this. We'll just use PC0, I guess. Like, 5-volt ground PC0, right? Or no, I should probably use something that I could, no. Yeah, PC0 should be able to do it, right? I don't see why it wouldn't. Or should I use something like... I shouldn't use the fans. Right? Probe? Maybe a probe port? Like, I don't know. Does anyone here have a CPAP plugged into a servo pin? Well, where are there servo pins on here? There's this, whatever the hell this is. Oh, that's CAN. Where are the servo pins at? No. Top left. Are these them? Oh, here we go. Right here. Servo. Yeah, okay, we'll use the servo pin. Here, I'll just use PE7. We'll use PE7 and call it that. That works. PE7. We'll use PE7. That'll work. Why can't a fan pin? It has something to do with the way the pin switches. It switches higher, switches lower, switches on negative. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's something with CPAPs are more finicky with their pin choice. Having a flash sale for its 9th anniversary. Cool. I don't have a an AF link for them, but if you use the AliExpress affiliate link in the description and then buy through their AliExpress store, I get a cut. So fan switch on V negative. Okay. Going to the park, have fun. If you hear explosions tonight, by the way, it's Victoria Day weekend here in Ontario. It's May 24. You know, it's not May 24. Which printer would you build if you must? Okay. I am gonna, this is the part where I go, hi, I'm on the Voron team. Which one do you think? Now, if which printer do I want to build next on the channel? Probably the RatRig 4, the V-Core 4. Build one of those. Okay, so we want to do PE7, which is the first one. I did say RatRig. There you go. Fan switch on ground side. I ate an octopus by accident last year. Don't eat octopuses. Well, you can eat octopus. That's up to you. But octopuses... Ooh, shoot. I put that in the wrong one. Dang it. Don't you hate it when you put in the wrong hole? I'm going to fix this now. Go in that hole. You go in the other hole. I mean, it's an easy fix. You just got to... Go. Now it's in the right hole. Okay, so CPAP is in PE7. So we're good there. Okay, so that is that. What is AO fan? Okay, so that's that. I don't know what these are. S1 to S, what these are for. Oh, those are just fans, I think. Those are always on fans. Always on fans. That makes sense. S1 to S8. That. Servo, RGB. What is 1 and 2? I just want to make sure I'm using everything. There's 1, 2. I don't know what those are. That is, what is FWS? For what stuff? For what stuff is FWS? Yeah, they're always on fans. You can use them for whatever. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so next, the bed. We've already done the bed, but I got my thermistor here, so we gotta do that next. And guess what? This ain't long enough. And I've already extended this once. Where are the thermistors on here? Thermistors are these guys. This has to go here. Don't fit. Okay. We shall make it work. We'll make it work by the only way we know how. Cutting it and extending it. Again. Now, what I'm going to do for fans, I'm just going to have a fan right here just blowing right across. I'll just have like 2 fans here, just blow right across this way. I think I have some sacrificial wiring. Already has on it. Nope, not in there. I'm trying to reuse as much wiring as I can so I don't have to like constantly use new. Works. Yeah, you work. Has anyone got any actual info on the Basel? No? Yes, maybe? I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You go there. You go there. Okay. Basel. That's a funny word. Basel. I have an octopus with a bunch of dead fan ports. Motor ports are good though, so I'm saving it. How did you blow a bunch of fan ports? So what colors? So we got red, and so we don't need those. CHUUUBE is mind boggling. Uh-oh, where'd I put my light? Lighter. Lighter? Where'd I put my lighter? I need my... Yeah, screw it, I'll just heat on it. Heat gun, heat gun. Hopefully this doesn't take the stream out because it's on the same circuit as the computer. Go. That's why you keep yours in your pocket. I don't smoke though. I used to. I used to have a Zippo on me all the time. And I lost it. Okay, so we got you, got you. Gotta put you here for now. Soldering time. So grab these guys. Filament runout detection, also labeled as FILDET. Okay, that makes sense. So if it stands for filament runout detection, or FD, or FRD, or filament detection, where does the W and S stand for? Is it like, is a filament one out? It's a one out sensor. Not a run out, a one out. It's a filament one out sensor. Oop, oop, oop. Oop. I almost did the big smart thing. Remember, put the sleeving on before you solder. Getting zappy tonight? Millennium Machine? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Okay, so now with that power supply, which is going to be annoying because I don't have anything to plug it into. What? We'll just do this. Ready? How close are you to falling off the edge? You go here, you unplug, you plug in. Can I plug you out up top? I cannot. Okay. And then that. There's solder. Okay. Is this a super sketchy setup? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But will it work? Hopefully. I only got to solder 2 wires. Oh. No. Fun fact, power supplies work better when you turn them on. If you don't turn them on, they don't really work too good. Go. I don't smoke either, but I have a lighter around the workplace, so you don't. Okay. Yeah, like if you work in a place like where you use something like that often, it makes kind of more sense. There's one. Update on the PTT, Pi2, and CB2 MAC address issue, beat up to Linux image to their GitHub. Nice. It'll probably be a little bit before I play with those. I really don't like playing with like very first iteration of things because usually they have problems. And it takes a little bit for them to sort out. So usually it's like, I'll wait until you guys sort out your issues and then I'll play with your thing. That doesn't sound too good when I say it out loud. Yeah, tonight is just very innuendo-y. Okay. There we go. Turn you off. Plug you. Plug my fan back in. There we go. Big Tree Tech Eddy. That was the other option for this, was go eddy current, but I'm like, you know what? Beacon is kind of the current shiny thing people want to I want to try, so. Filament, well, yeah, that's one way of saying it. Okay, so put you there. Yep. Would you recommend A1 for like 8-year-old if my parents are involved? For an 8-year-old, okay, you might, I've never used an A1. I don't have an A1. Bamboo don't talk to me no more, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to buy their product. So I don't have one. So I can't really give you my actual like opinion on it because I've never used one, and I don't give my opinion on things I don't use. Unless like people that I trust use it, and I can like, you know, so-and-so who I trust likes it, so if they like it, then you should be okay kind of thing. So you're probably gonna have to go look at some reviews for it or something, unfortunately, because I can't really say, it's good, go buy it. Okay, so that is the bed thermistor. Okay. So you're going to go all the way behind all of this to plug into this. Okay, so that's that. Lost my screwdriver. There was, shoot, I unplugged something and I don't know where I put it. Where did I put it? Is this it? No, that's not it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where'd I move that cable to? Shoot. It was a USB cable. Oh, here it is. There we go. It's this guy. This is like a power delivery cable, I believe. To USB. I don't... where is on here? Where's the Raspberry Pi plugged in? Probe. Is this the Raspberry Pi? Okay, there we go. 5-volt ground, ground, ground. Okay. So that's the Raspberry Pi. So the question is, you get this cool little like adapter thingy, and I don't know if this... Well, I guess it would, because it's just power. But I don't know if this is the same as this, because this was plugged into... Where is it on here? This guy. So, can 5-volt, ground, 2. So that's 5-volt. So that's 5-volt there. So that side's 5-volt. So if that side's 5-volt and I plug it in here, that's a completely different thing. That's a completely different thing. Also, why does this have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5? How do you get 4 to 5? What? 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 Okay, so this ain't gonna work. So I can't use this, so I'm gonna have to make a power cable, because we gotta power the Raspberry Pi from this. So I want to power the Pi from that. Why do you give me small images? Give me big image. Big image. See, it says it can output 5 volts for the Pi, but we tried this. Remember, we tried this, and the Pi gets cranky. It can't actually output 5 volts, or 5 point, like, it needs like 5.1 volts. So you gotta like power the Pi off of this guy, I think. I think that's what this is. I think that's what this is for the SBC UART, yeah. So that's that, yeah. Read the FM. Can is a label, can't read what manual? I am reading it. It's SBC UART right there. So I need to make a 3-wire jumper cable so I can pull 5-volt and ground off of this guy and power my Pi with it. So time to make another cable. Yay, cables. Who likes making cable? Raise your hand if you like making cables. I like making cables. Do you like making cables? I like making cables. A lot easier when I have pre-made cables though that I can steal from. And I've used up like all my pre-made cables. So now I gotta, like a Neanderthal, make my own. Actually, we might have some pre-mades in one of these kits I can steal. Oh, what? I have a servo. You have pre-made? No, are you pre-made? Oh, we got wiring here. That might work. 3-wire to 3-wire cable, but this is for the tool center, so that ain't that. I got replacement stuff for the Milo. I don't know what was wrong with my Milo kit. So LDO sent me a bunch of stuff that were like upgrades or like replacements for deficiencies in the first batch of kits, but I don't know what was wrong with my kit, so I don't know what I need to fix. So we're just gonna kind of YOLO it, I think. That'll work. All right, whatever. I'll just make my own cables. Cool. Okay. Where did I put the? There we go. Back over here. You come back over here. A whole bunch of these, and I need now a 3-pin JST. Actually, a 4-pin. 4-pin JST, and then I think this is the big guy. Yes. Okay, cool. Got it? Yeah, okay, cool. These guys. Okay, cool. So pull these. I power my Pi off UART and control the Octo works well. It just needs some config. Yeah, I know. It depends on the setup. Although I'll be honest, lately I've just been lazy and I power it off of UART, but I connect to it via USB. That's why I still have the USB here. It's just easier. You don't have to fiddle with shit. You just plug in the USB and off you go. It just works. Powering Pi 4 from KRAKEN, giving throttling. Yeah. So the problem is, Raspberry Pis actually want more than 5 volts. They want like 5.1, 5.2. They want a little bit more juice than a USB. So the problem is, if you power them off of the 5 volt out, it's actually 5 volts. But sometimes it's like 4.9. So it complains. It actually will work just fine. Usually it'll work just fine. It just complains. But if you feed it off of 5 volt from here, it's like 5 volt, 5 volt. So it's more that it just complains, it gets cranky, but it doesn't really affect functionality. And also the good trick is to, if you are feeding it off of, is if you look at, let me pull it up here. OPI pinout. If you actually look at a Raspberry Pi pinout, okay? When you actually look at it, you have 5 volt ground, okay? So what you actually want to do is actually feed 5 volt into both of these 5 volts and then ground. Like that's how you actually want to feed it. You want to feed it 5 volt ground. Yeah, you can just put like, you can skip the first 5 volt. You can skip the first 5 volt because technically they are connected. But in terms of like, it's just a little bit easier to just 5 volt ground. Just run 2 5 volt wires. It just makes it simpler. And try and use thick wires too. It's a little bit happier with thicker wires. I think these are like 20 gauge. So they're actually on the thin side, but it should be okay because I'm using 2 of them. Godzilla -1 is streaming in Japan. Awesome. I'm not in Japan, but if it's streaming in Japan, that means YAR may be viable. Okay, so we want to go from there to there to there. So I'll that this long. And slightly different in their internal wiring. No, it's 5 volt and 5 volt. Like they should be, they're on the same plane or whatever, as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, if I'm wrong, but I believe like on most devices, like similar voltage is similar voltage. It doesn't matter where you draw it from. At least on like a header, like on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so just double check, make sure I'm plugging into the right pins. So bottom two are 5 volt. So in this case, bottom two are 5 volt. Yeah, Raspberry Pi only has protection diodes on the USB. So just be careful. At least the, I think it's, doesn't the Pi 5 have it finally? You're gonna pre-order the Gamer Subs Iron Mouse Cup. Well, make sure you use code Canuck Creator for 10% off. Because, yeah. And apparently I can't just like clip or set my Z offset. I have to manually change files. You shouldn't have to. It'll auto save and overwrite any value you have in your config. I've never had to, I didn't have to change files on mine to change my Z offset. It just, once you have your Z offset dialed in, just hit save config. And it'll put like an overwrite value in. You shouldn't have to change files to adjust your Z offset. It'll just overwrite your existing value, basically. At least on mine, I've never had to change a file to update my Z offset. I just update my Z offset and save. Told to go open the printer and change the Z offset manually. That is kind of a weird way of doing it, but here's the thing. Like, here, let me pull up a Clipper computer. My magneto's off right now. Tallboy. Okay, so Tallboy is online right now. Got stuff on the bed. So after you get your Z offset, right, you just, you start a print, you live adjust your Z to get it good, and then once you're done, you just hit save. And then after you save, it'll just put it there. You don't need you don't need to go and change it offset. And also, there actually isn't anything wrong with going in the printer.cfg and putting it there. That's how we used to have to do it. Before they had this kind of thing here, where you could change it within the UI, you used to just go into the printer.cfg and adjust your value and hit save. That's not a wrong way of doing it. It's just the old way of doing it. But with Mainsail, you can do it within Mainsail. And this is also one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of putting Clipper on commercial machines. Because while I like Clipper, it is a little nuanced, especially if you're new to it. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so that's that. Let me spin these up. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to spin them up. He's not using Clipane. He's using the stock, like, fresh install kind of. I mean, it is just put a few screws, like at least mine was. The thing is, I think, no offense, I think you're really overthinking it. At least like from like, and I don't know, I haven't actually looked at their new user startup instructions. So I don't know if they just try to explain stuff as simply as possible and it's hanging you up. But it like you set your Z offset and you hit save, and you hit save and go, and that's all you do. Usually, at least with Clipper. Stefan's Rack's video. I put out a video on rack robotics. Was that video not amazing? I put mine out like 3 weeks ago. But that I don't have a sexy German voice to talk about it, so maybe that's why his video is doing better than mine. Or it's just Stefan and his channel's like 10 times my size. That would probably explain why he has more views on it than me. His was 30 minutes. His was not 30 minutes. His was like 20 minutes, and then he had other stuff. And an intro. And an ad read, I think. There we go. I'm just having fun. Don't forget, if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance to win. And also, just do that. Enter for your chance to win. If you haven't entered yet, link in the description. While you're down there, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter. Don't forget to like the smash button. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. You should be subscribed by now. I believe you're all subscribed by now. If you're not, though, your name pops up in the corner of the screen. When is the FL7 embargo date? I'm not sure, but it might be the 3rd day of next month. Maybe. My tweezer so I can push this in. There we go. Don't knock it. Gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Best way to support the channel: donate memberships to others, because that way other people get to hang out and do cool stuff when we do. Okay. I did this kind of backwards. That link on. No, I did it right. Okay, come on. There we go. So 5 volt, 5 volt, 5 volt. Ground. Put you back through all this. Plug into that. Go. Okay. So now the Pi's powered. It's connected via USB. Good old USB-C. You got USB-C. What else? I don't want to hook anything from the tool head up because we're going to have to fiddle with that, I think. Because we got the hot end here. We got the fan, or we got the thermistor, and the fan. So the fans are easy. Fans are easy. There's only one fan. And why do I have two? Why do I have two fans? Oh, one's an end stop. One's an end stop. Shoot, which one's the end stop? I don't know. We'll figure that out. What else do I need to plug in down here? Is that it? Is that it? Am I missing something? We got the bed thermistor. I don't want to do the thermistor yet. And the fan yet. So I'm thinking one of these is the fan. I'm assuming this is the end stop. Oh yeah, the end stops. The end stops. That's what I need, the end stops. Okay. Yeah. That's what we need. Okay. Okay, why is one of these way longer than the other? going on under here? Okay, what are you? You are that. You're garbage. Actually, that is garbage. Get rid of that. Get back in here. Okay, so what do we got down here? We got you, which came out of your connector. So I'm gonna have to fix you. I don't know what you are. Are you an end stop? Are you the Z? Are you an end stop? I think this is an end stop. But what end stop? That is the question. One of these is Z and one of these is X. Any sparks? No sparks. Hopefully no sparks. I don't think we're not going to be, well, we might power it up today. So I'm going to have to buy some stuff for the tool head. I got to buy a heater cartridge and a thermistor for the CHUUUBE, because I could put a 24 volt 50 watt one that I have kicking around somewhere and a generic thermistor, but I probably should be putting the PT1000 is the one I don't need the amp board, right? PT1000 and an 80 watt apparently is what's recommended. Okay, so let's see, what do we got here? What do we got here? Okay. The multicolor one is Z. So for my end stops, they are, where are my end stops? End stops are these guys, I believe. Okay. So end stops are these guys, I believe, yeah. Okay. And it is, the top one is 5 volts, so ignore, don't use the top. So these are wired differently than the fly. These are wired backwards from the fly, so I gotta swap those around because we do not want sparks. There we go. It's always double check whenever you're switching a controller or whenever you're plugging anything into a controller board that it's not like the original one. Always check your wiring, because the order of, you know, how the pins lock up and everything, it might be different. Okay, so this is, so Z, do Z there. That's why. Okay. And why did this one pop up? Oh, I gotta fix this one too. I hate when the tabs get bent down and they don't lock. There we go. Okay. So, like that. Oop, that came out. Why did you come out? There we go. Okay. You're gonna go like that. Goes there. So this one is, which one is this? Oh, this is Z. This is the Z one. Is this the Z one? Yeah, this is a Z. So I want Z to be the last one because I want it to just be X, Y, Z. So Z. This one is front to back. So this one's Y. And then X is on the tool head, which is this guy, I believe, because this one has 3. Yeah, so this is X. And I have to switch this pin around. You don't care about 500C, any will work. I know. But if I got to buy a PT1000, I might as well get like a... I don't even know if I have a 50-watt thermistor. That's the thing. I gotta go looking to see what I have. Like, I know I have like a bin full of random heaters and whatnot, but I don't know if I have like the exact one I want. Okay, so this is the fan. I'm gonna have to extend that, but I'll do that later because I don't know what fan we're using for this. That and that. So I think this is everything. So if you remember, let me pull up. Why do I have so many alerts? What's going on Twitter? Oh, that's why. So let's find. Explanation on what's going on with GameStop. Oh God, not this guy, not this guy. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, the moment people start going on about conspiracy stuff and it's like a big scam, it's not. It's not. It's just the market conditions for GameStop last time were not the market conditions this time. And people got hosed. People got taken for a ride. PT1000 RTD to be specific. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll see what Amazon has. What was I looking at? I completely forgot. Oh, I know what I was looking. Let me find it here. Because I want to find the before and after. Because I asked somebody to take a screenshot before, because I forgot to take a screenshot before. One second. Get here. Let me go find it. Go find it. Okay. So, right here. Open in browser. So this is the wiring before. Okay. This was the wiring before. This is the wiring now. So obviously, like this, we're gonna make this part look a little better. We'll have this come down, right? Make this all nice and clean and neat. And I'll put some stuff on here and make this look all nice and pretty. But like that, and we'll have this come up behind that. And then all this will be. So we'll make this look pretty, okay? But like, look at how little wiring there is versus before, where we had like all of this. Yeah, 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 yeah. There you go. Use code Canuck Creator 10% off gamer subs. Okay. So that is that. Okay, so now we got to fill with the tool head, I think. So now I got to turn this around. I wish I knew where that cover went. I don't think I put it on here. Let me dig through here, because it's kind of big. It would stand out if I just kind of threw it on my bench here. Somebody go watch the stream where I took that apart and tell me where I put it. I put it somewhere. I put it somewhere not crazy unobvious. Put you on here? Oh no! Oh no, we're good. Okay. I put it somewhere. I just don't know where. They got the little guy, but this ain't the right one. But we'll use this for now just to keep the wires from getting crunched. Actually, I gotta fix this. This is what I gotta fix. 1 second. You can't see what I'm doing, but shoot, I gotta fix that. Okay. The Z wire is, I pulled it too much and now it's way too tight. But we'll fiddle with that later. Fiddle with it later. It's functional for now. Functional for now. It's what I like to call a future Taylor problem. Need some wire sleeve. Yeah, I'll sleeve it all and whatnot. Just kind of put this on for now, just to kind of, yeah. Look how much cleaner that is. And then I'll get some little clips to clean it all up. But look before, after. We have the exact same components, Like, okay, they're high volt 2160s and instead of 5160s, but we don't need those. Yeah. I like GameStop but running a brick and mortar. Well, here's the thing. The original reason for the whole DFH thing was that it was over shorted. A lot of retail, like the big investors, in short, like the hedge funds and whatnot, they're like, hey, GameStop's gonna go bankrupt. And he's like, I don't think it will, because their income, while low, is steady, and they have the opportunity to pivot into a new market with digital sales and whatnot. And that all kind of combined to make a perfect storm for retail investors to basically make out money by screwing over the companies trying to short the stock. The problem is, since then, GameStop's income has tanked. Well, it's gone down. They've tried to do a few things to pivot into new ventures, which have failed. They tried to launch an NFT platform, which has failed. They've allowed the CEO to basically gamble the company's funds on stocks. So basically, the company has not been doing well. So it's going down again. And now they're like, oh, it's going down. They're shorting it again. That means we can make our money back by screwing over the shorts. The thing is, the company's not actually doing as good as it was before. So it actually isn't doing that good. So it might go bankrupt and whatnot. And they just put out they just did their quarterly statement and they're like, yeah, we're not doing that good. So I don't even know if it really was deep fucking value though. That's the thing, because last time, you know, Roaring Kitty, which is what is his Twitter, is a Twitter account. Last time DFH was posting, he was posting on Reddit. He was putting out videos. This time, all it was a Twitter account posting memes. That's it. There was no giant blog post like he used to do, explaining his position and what, you know, everyone needs to do. DFE, not DFH, DFE. It's almost like, I don't want to say it was, but it's almost like somebody just got the keys to his Twitter account and was like, hey, if I start posting memes, I can pump the stock up really quickly. Like literally, as far as we know, that's what happened. Because like he hasn't been active on Twitter or he hasn't put out a video because he said, I'm done with this. I'm going away. I don't want to be in the limelight anymore. So if somebody who like doesn't want to be in the limelight all of a sudden comes back and posts in a way that's different than they did originally, just to pump a stock with hype, it looked very weird. It was very, as the kids would call, sus. It was very sus. Okay, now we got to spin this around. Yeah, look how much cleaner that is. Look how much cleaner that is. Somebody take a picture of that to compare it to the old one. And I knocked something over and I don't know what it was. I sent something flying. I don't know what it was. Okay. Someone wanted to pump and dump. That's what I think it was. Honestly, looking at it, it looks like a straight pump and dump. It looked like somebody got the keys to the account and went, hey, if I post a few memes, people will be like, oh, it's on again. And then next thing you know, people will lose their money. What is... Oh, you son of a... Mosquito? Mosquito. Pull the pins, take the door off. Put that out of the way. Don't want to lose these. Yeah, GameStop, like, here's the thing. We have a GameStop in my mall. It used to be Electronics Boutique, and it used to be EB Games. So it's been there for like 30 years, right? It's been there for a long time. I remember to go buy like Roller Coaster Tycoon there. But like when I was a kid, you used to go in there and there'd be a whole wall of computer games on one side. You had computer games on one side and console games on the other. And then they kind of got rid of the computer games and they went to console games. Now you go in there, what do you see? Flippin' Funko Pop. 90% of the store, what they sell is stuff you would find at a Hot Topic and Funko Pops. nobody's buying physical games anymore. Most people buy games digitally. So because people are buying games digitally, you don't have the mass people selling old games. They've like, how are they making money? That's what I want to know. Where is the money coming from? Like, that's the part that's like, how are you making money? So this is gonna be fun. We need to figure out how we can fit a tube on this. So let me grab my tube. So I think, well, first I got to get at the tube. How do I get at the tube? How do I take this apart? Okay, let's cut some zip ties. For that. Okay, I'm gonna leave, you know, that. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? I think I take those two out of the bottom. It's licensed, should be bobblehead. Yeah, Funko Pops, here's the thing, Funko Pops are crashing too. Because, let's be honest, who was actually collecting those things? I don't know, I found Funko Pops weird. I did not get them at all. They're basically Beanie Babies. The death of the game manual. Oh, okay. 1 second. I'll be back in a second. I'll be back in a second. I'll be back in a second. I'm leaving the mic on. It'll be 2 seconds, right? Let me go find it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, you're in here somewhere. Oh, go. Where'd you go? Ah, here. Where'd it go? Where did I throw it? Ah. Where'd it go? Aha. Aha. I'm back. Okay. I was going through the spare bedroom downstairs last night, trying to find something. I found this. What is this? Remember this? Mass Effect. Okay, how did you know Mass Effect? Matt S., how did you know I was gonna bring up Mass Effect? Okay, this is the Mass Effect 2 Collector's Edition. Get it, Collector's? Game. This is a computer game. No, it's not the Legend, it's a Collector's Edition. So, unfortunately the metal case is crushed because it was like in a backpack that got smushed. But this is 2010 EA. This. Get the game on 2 DVDs. You've got the printed manual. You got the bonus CD with all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. And you got an actual, like, paper manual about how to order your squad around and explaining all the game and, like, you know, all kinds of other stuff. Like, remember bonus discs? I don't even have anything that can play this anymore. I can't put this in none of my computers have a CD drive. But, like, remember? Now you buy a game, you're lucky if you even get a disc in it because you get a piece of cardboard that says, oh, download here. So. Okay, so, oh wow, this comes right out. Okay, so this should be good. So this shouldn't be too bad here. So I can pop this off. So we got 2 screws here. And that drops the whole heater part. Okay, cool. So that comes out. So this clips off. So let's take this screw out. Okay, so these let's get these screws out. Try not to break the wires. Using an external DVD drive. Why an I can't remember the last time I actually needed to run a disc. Like, I think we have like our wedding photos are burned to a DVD, but they're also like all on a Google Cloud drive too. Like, I think that was the last time I actually got anything that came with a DVD was like our wedding photos. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna put both of these. Oh, look at this. The machined Z drive has little holes to put your screws in. Okay. So this pops off. So can I just, where'd I put the tube? Can I cheat this? How much can I cheat this? Okay. Behold the tube. So this is the air-cooled tube. So the thermistor, I don't even know. Okay, thermistor goes in there. Heater cartridge goes, how the hell are you supposed to, oh, I guess you got to take it apart to put the heater cartridge in. So I need one of these. So I need a tube compatible. I don't think this will fit. Maybe it will. Well, I guess you would want to go right across the hole there. So can you just... No. So I need a tube compatible clip-on fan mount. So I need a tube compatible clip-on fan mount. And then we have this. So this is what I gotta take off. So let me arise to the situation here. Because the thing is, this is a machine mount here. And that ain't gonna fit. So I need a screwdriver. You're not the right one either. Are you the right one? Nope. I don't know where my little screwdriver is. Allen key. No. Don't you love when stuff uses small proprietary connectors or not proprietary, but like the oddball size Allen key? Dang it. No. One of these days I need to actually go through and collect all my Allen keys. We might have a problem here. This desk is a mess. This desk is a mess. I gotta clean my desk off at some point. It's the one Allen key size I don't have a driver for because it's not a common size. Are you the right one? There we go. Found it. They're not Torx. They're also not coming off though. Shoot. There we go. Okay. Euro treats? No, they're not grub screws. Okay. So does anyone know if there is a clip-on fan mount for a tube? Does the tube have a clip-on fan mount? Where did I put the tube? Oh, here it is. Okay. So here's the conundrum. This is the mount for that. And none of these screws line up. This is going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Because I have none of the screws line up. None of the screws line up. Whew. If only I had some sort of device that could, you could put a piece of metal on, and then it could spin another piece of metal at a high revolution per minute, and then you could move, and it could remove metal in a way that the mount would work. Geez, does anyone know of a thing like that? Like, looking over here, I don't see anything now. Oh! Problem is, I need the CAD. I need CAD for this. That's the problem. A Dremel. Well, here's the thing. It's pretty close. Let me line this up. It's almost possible to get two of them in, but the slot isn't open enough. Like you can see those two almost line up. Those two almost line up. And then what are we doing for offset? Oh no, this ain't gonna work at all. Shit, this ain't gonna work at all. Nope, we're cooked. This ain't gonna work. It hits the gantry. The tube itself physically hits the gantry. Like, it physically hits the gantry. It won't fit. We can't use the tube. The tube won't work. The tube won't work. It physically will not fit. It hits the gantry. Like, you see how it's on an angle? It's on an angle. The tube won't work. I would need to replace the entire tool head. I would have to replace the entire tool head. The tube is too fat. Dang it. That's kind of a bummer. That's kind of a bummer. Yeah, that's a bummer. Kind of disappointed. I really wanted to put the tube in this. Tube for Tallboy? Maybe. I mean, well, we're putting the XOL on that with a Rapido. I could put the tube in Tallboy. I don't really run it that fast, though. I wanted to put the tube in here because this is the printer I run the fastest. That's kind of disappointing. Oh. If only I had a CNC machine to mill into. That I would have to redo the entire geometry of the tool head. Well, actually, no. I would have to redo the entire top plate and probably bump it out. I'd probably have to bump the whole top plate, like the mount and everything out, probably a good 5mm easily. Because you don't want it, like, because like even this, you can tell it's rubbing. Something's rubbing. Yeah. Dang it. God dang it, Bobby. Techmaster, why do you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Like, I'm not gonna discount any experience you may have had with them, potentially. But as somebody who actively talks and has worked with many of the people from that company, yeah, I'm going to disagree. They don't honor their warranty. Well, what's going on with their warranty? What happened? Okay. I think you go like that. And yeah, I think this one like that. So now I got to put this back together. Oh, shoot. Okay. Try not to lose the itty bitty screws that you don't have any replacements of. I am disappointed the tube don't work in that. The plate going. I think I still have the CAD. Yeah, that's the thing. I would need a whole different tool head plate. Like it's not like, oh, just quickly print a new part. It's like this entire tool head is machined. I would have to remachine all of it. It's like, oh, man, that, you know, it went from being, you know, a quick little, oh, let's just swap it out and move on with their life, to like, oh no, this is actually a big thing. It's like, that's a lot of work for just swapping out the tool head. They refused to replace them because I put connectors on the wires. That seems really weird because they've replaced mine and I've swapped out connectors. But I don't know the whole situation, so I'm not going to comment on it. Because, put it this way, I know a lot of people that had issues with first revision Revos that got replaced items, and they all got them replaced really easily. Because they're like, yeah, we screwed up, we're gonna replace them all. And a lot of people got stuff replaced, so it just, I don't know. Okay. There we go. Put that back in there. Go back down. I am so disappointed right now. Because the rest of the stream was we're gonna mount the tube. We're gonna figure out what we need to modify. We're gonna print some parts, and now nothing, because the tube don't fit at all. The tube has to fit someday. Well, I know it has to fit someday, but not today. While I try and figure out where I put my Allen key. There we go. Put the tube in the positron. So there's a thing with the positron. It's kind of cool, but the positron prints upside down. And because of that, wait, these screws are too long. One second, I need shorter screws. These are too long. There we go. Wait, are these too long? Put a tube on a V0. I mean, I've seen crazier. Those speed benchy folks have done some crazy things, put it that way. I've seen speed benchy folks do some cuckoo stuff at times, I will say. Oh, that's why I put the wrong. How did I get those screws in? Because those don't even fit. Whatever, I need short screws. How did I even get those in there if those aren't the right size screws? There we go. That don't fit. Okay, so I gotta take this one out. Just realizing the screws that I've had holding on the hot end were too long. For like, however long I had them, they were too long. Well, on the bright side, now we can finish wiring this up. I mean, since we don't have to replace the hot end, we can finish wiring this up at least. So, small victories. Well, I try to find one more short 3mm screw. There we go. Take care. What is the best color? Whatever one you prefer. Or black. Everything goes good with black. Okay. There we go. Put that back on. On the bright side, I can just clip this back on now. Oh wait, I'm a dummy. Those screws weren't too long. They just had something in between them that I didn't put back on. That now I have to take off because I'm a dummy. I'm big brain. Biggest brain on the YouTubes. Big brain. Big YouTube brain. Mark Roberesque. I've done this every time I've taken off the stupid tool head. Every time. Every time I've taken off this tool head. And guess what? I stripped a screw. So now that don't come out. Every time. Every time. Oh, please tell me not both of these are stripped. Oh God. Please tell me not both of them are stripped. Okay, well in that case, you're just gonna go like that and clip on. We're gonna move on with our life. Oh, why aren't you clip it on? Clip on. Clip on. Come on. Come on. Oh, you don't want to clip on, do you? No. I goofed. I stripped the screws. Okay, I think I got one. Got one. Got one screw out. I'm like, why were these screws too long? It's like, because there's supposed to be a spacer in there. Okay, so how do you get a screw out? Well, there's a few different tricks if you get a strip screw. One of them is, a lot of time, if you strip a screw and it's metric, you can find a close equivalent standard and it'll fit. These ones metric or standard? 3/8 there. So if you strip a screw, you might be able to find an Allen key that's like one size up. And that may fit. Or use a different, use like Torx. If I have Torx, that'll fit in here. That's why I don't like button heads. Button heads strip too easily. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. There we go. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay, now where did I put the screws that were too long? There we go. Torx on CHUUUBE is great. Torx is nice, but the problem with Torx is it's not as common, right? So it's just, you know, more finicky. Okay. Let me put some washers on this because this just seems like it's gonna break again. Man, I love going, you know, 2 steps forward and 2 steps backwards. You end up exactly where you were before. How do I have no washers? Really? Am I out of 3mm washers? Oh shit. 1, 2. I'm low on washers. Okay, I got one. Did I put? Yeah, I've got the PTFE tube. The PTFE tube is in there. Yeah, the PTFE tube is in there. Right? You saw me put the PTFE tube in, right, class? Trying to find one more 3mm. Jerry! Hi, Jerry! Everyone say hi, Jerry. He said hi, Nero, so I'm saying hi, Jerry. Everyone say hi, Jerry. There we go. Okay, so that's on. There we go. Okay, so now we are back to where we were before. That is annoying, but it is what it is. Now we gotta figure out the beacon. So let's take this off and let's see if I can get the beacon in here. So take you out. See if I can fit the beacon in here. Okay, and it attaches from the back. Okay, so do it from the back here. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay. So first things first, these aren't sitting flat. I gotta melt that heat setting more. Okay, so how do we get this in here? Let's take these screws out. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got to work with. What do we got to work with here? What have we got to work with here? Make Micron go burr. I don't have my Micron out here though. Micron is downstairs. Actually, the mic, no. Yeah, the Micron's downstairs. So V2, that's in the computer room right now. Here's a good content stream. Taking a 2.4 mod to print as fast as possible with the catch that it still has to be just as reliable. Kyle, in that case, it would just be a stock V2 with extra fans and a more choochy hot end. Put like an XOL on it or something. The stock V2 will move as fast as you ever need it to move. It's just if you want, you might need some better cooling and a little beefier, maybe some 48 volts if you want to like go crazy. The 100 build. Here's the thing, I built a Rook. The 100 is just a faster Rook, and I don't really use the Rook. So if I built a 100, it would just be a faster version of the Rook that I also don't use. Because here's something that may shock you. I don't care about speed printing. I know it's cool and it does really good YouTube numbers, but I personally couldn't care less about speed printing. My printers print as fast as I need them to. So this is the fan duct, the CPAP duct. So can I just put a beacon on it? No. course, it wouldn't be easy that I could just, you know, put a beacon on there. So let's see what we got here. What do we got here? VZbot beacon mount. Ew, never go to that site. For those that don't know, this site just basically scrubs mods and stuff from other sites and reposts them half the time without accreditation. I think they finally update it so they actually do they even credit people anymore? Changelog. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking trust that site. Don't go to it. Okay, user mods. Where did I even search for it? Beacon documentation, printables. That's not what I need. Is this it? Is a new? I have no idea. Google it. That isn't what I need. So the problem is, I have. Will that work? That might work. That'll work. That might work. No, this won't work because I don't have the vertical screws. I don't have the vertical support. Will I be okay without the vertical support? I don't like that. I don't like that. Where is the vertical? So this has, it screws into the back, but also has verticals. Where's the VZbot beacon mount? Installation? VZbot printhead official. So I guess there is no vertical support anymore. This looks, okay, this ain't mine. So this won't work on mine. The length of the spacers. Where are the spacers at? Okay. These measurements below is the length of the spacer according to the hot end, but it's always best to measure the current. So I've got the Goliath long version. So that's 23.15, but where is the spacer at? Is there a link to the spacers? Like I have this, well, but like, where's the spacer? This won't work. This won't work at all. I don't think. Maybe it will. Okay, whatever. I think this is the same thing. Are these both the same? Who has purple loaded in it? You have purple loaded in it. No. Let's find out. Because the thing I don't like is these are only supported on one end, so it's cantilevered. So the beacon, well, I guess there's no force on it, but repair, bamboo, and I gotta go over to device, freaking connect it. This is it's not even showing up. What do you mean you're not showing up? There you go. Now show up. Yeah, now it connects. There you can see purple. Okay, cool. Now we go back here. Hit resync, cool. Okay, cool. Now I can pull both these in. Are these both the same? Open. What do you think the Magneto X-Bend frame as much as an Ender 3? You think the bed frame? Maybe, I don't know. I don't have an Ender 3, so. No, it's not itemable. Okay. Okay, so these are both exactly the same. So these are both exactly the same. I think. Yeah, both of those are the same. Okay. Oh no, they're not the same. One has, I don't know which one I need. Here's the thing, I will print both. And then whatever one fits is the one we use. How's that work? That works? Okay, cool. Okay. Arrange. We're gonna print them strong, support. No support, other. Yes, we want inner, outer. Slice plate. I have to wait for these to print. Cool. Print plate. Send. So now we wait. And it's a bamboo, so it's going to take 15 minutes before it even starts printing. So in the meantime, where did I put the beacon? Oh, there's the beacon. So we're going to have to solder this on, but I'll do that later. So said to print purple. No, I did not. Shoot, it's printing in blue. I don't want it to print in blue. Is it blue? It's printing in black. You know what? That's PCABS. We'll leave it. It's PCABS. It'll be a little bit higher temp resistance, I guess. I don't know. PCABS. Well, that's fine. Part of me kind of likes doing it where anytime I build a printer, after the printer is built, if I have to, like, if I change any parts out for like a modification, using a different color, because then you can kind of keep track of what was original and what was changed. So I kind of like doing that. So I am disappointed I can't put the tube in this. That actually annoys me that I can't put the tube in this. That kind of sucks. Reminds me of my X1C is finally. I did a whole stream just replacing the controller board on the tool head, and it took the whole bloody stream. So, like, yeah, it's not. What is it? It's detected that lead screws need lubrication. Yes, the lead screws that are absolutely caked in grease need lubrication. Bamboo, you don't know shit. Shut up. You run on a freaking timer. The firmware peripheral boards do not match the recommended version for this X1. Printing may not be reliable. This scares me right now. This just freaked me out. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I'm hoping this is G-code. This machine is not connected to the internet. And for some reason I could talk to it, but it likes to, like, test. What's going on? You're connected. You're uploading G-code to it. What's going on here? Failed connect. And Orca Slicer crashed. That is not connected to the internet. Why is it giving me a new error about version history? Why? You can see right here, it's in LAN mode. I haven't updated Orca Slicer since the last time I printed. I haven't updated Orca Slicer since the last time I printed. And now it's giving me the firmware version of the printer's peripheral board do not match the recommended version for the X1 Plus installation. Printing may not be reliable and some features may not be available. I haven't changed anything. Why is that now popping up? I haven't changed anything in like a month. Why is that now popping up? Why is that now popping up? Because it's printing, but it won't. And you know what's funny? My computer upstairs, I can pull up the web feed, but this computer I can't. I am so not on the ball with what's going on. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, it's just, I don't trust it. I don't trust it, but that's just me. It has weird behaviors, and it just does stuff in ways I don't like a lot of the time. Let's see this back up. So 105, 100. There we go. Stop this, print. Let's cancel that print. Like, I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Other. There we go. Plate. Send. There we go. Sign in with your Sony account. Oh god, that was annoying. But yeah, it's so weird. I want to like it, and I do like it. It's just, it's kind of like, have you ever worked in a department or something and you know how everything works and it works the way you like it to work and everyone works the same way, and then you get a new leader who's now in charge and they kind of know what they're doing, but they were taught differently, and it's like the way they do everything is the same, but they go about it differently, and now you got to deal with it. It's kind of, I don't know. It's a new G code, but here's the thing: I haven't updated the slicer. The slicer is like I haven't touched it in a while. I haven't adjusted anything, and all of a sudden it's giving me a firmware out of date error. It's LAN only mode. How are you getting peripheral? How are you now going, oh wait, these aren't matching, you might have issues, when I haven't changed anything? So, Orca checks for new G code. Yeah, but it's firmware. I haven't changed anything firmware wise. How is my peripheral board now out of revision? How does it know it's out of date? How is it all of a sudden out of date when I haven't changed anything? It's in LAN only mode. I haven't done a software update since 2 months ago when I put like the release version of X1 Plus on it, and now it's giving me a, oh hey, this firmware is out of date. How do you know? You're in offline mode. It's on the slicer side, but I haven't updated the slicer either. The slicer is like, it's been installed for, I don't know, whenever 20.0 came out, and I've been printing using the slicer version I have installed, but it hasn't given me this error before. I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Either way. Okay, well, we are actually almost at 11 anyways. So we'll go to Nero After Dark for the last little bit here. Got a half hour left. Go some Nero After Dark. Turn the main light off. There we go. This thing is huge, by the way. So I've got the prop here. So this is, I'm hoping to get the armor painted this week. The armor is almost ready for paint. I got to do like one more coat of primer and then a wet sand on everything, and then I'll be able to paint the armor for the Helldivers armor. But I've decided to go with the big iron for the revolver for the sidearm, and it's a chunky mofo. It is a I have revolvers. They are not this big. This is the big iron on my hip. Holy shit. Let me make sure I got all the parts for it. I think I have all the parts for it. We got that, not that. So there's those. What else do we got? Got the cylinder. What caliber are these? How big are these anyways? Because here's the thing, if I can go inside and get like some brass and use actual brass. 11.74. So how big is the bullet? It's an 11mm bullet. Well, a round. It's not a bullet. It's plastic. They just. Oh, they fall right through. I don't know. They are kind of captive a bit. Yeah. So there's that. There's the cylinder. I think it comes with like a flashlight too. Yeah, I got a little flashlight here. Trigger, sight. All the components here. So I can clean the bed off, so I can print stuff on the bed if I need to. So that one won't be too hard. Doing the big iron won't be too hard of a project to finish, luckily. And that was all on the Trident, which came out really good. Forgot how good the Trident prints. Like, you know, for it being originally a VZbot kit that had a lot of issues, you know, once you replace most of the programs that cause issues, it actually prints pretty good. Which is pretty much all the electronics. Should ask Olight for sights. I don't have anything that I could put that on. Why Olight? Aren't they like a relatively new like Chinese like company? The only reason I know about them is because they just sponsored. Oh, that's probably what I was saying. They just sponsored a bunch of gun tubers. Like, why is everyone promoting Olights all of a sudden? Oh, that's why. There we go. Have you started printing yet, Bamboo? Nope. Taking your sweet time. But I don't know about you. That is a pretty smooth part. Like, this was printed vertically. And I'm trying to hit it with the worst lighting, but for a matte black flat part, that's some pretty good layer stacking on the Trident there, I will say. Like that's pretty smooth. Here's the top. That won't take like 20, 150. This is why I love working with ABS. Ready? Look, it's already flat. Like, you hit it with like some 150, boom, it's pretty much flat. Like, it's ready for paint. Yeah, this won't take too long to finish up, I think. I would start working on it if this is in the way. Plus, you know, working on stuff that, you know, you don't want to fly too close to the sun when it comes to YouTube's rules on these sort of things on a live stream. Maybe I'll make this a video. Maybe I'll do a video on this. Maybe that'll be video. Because this week's video is the FlexiSpot video, which should be ready to go soon. What's a drink for Near After Dark? Right now, brand risk gamer subs, because that's what I have. It's got a it's got a caricature that does not leave much to the imagination on it. If you want one, code Canuck Creator. Link in the description. Trident is the best forerun for most things. Yep. If you don't know which forerun to build a Trident. Simple as that. What do I have for drinks? And by what do I have, I mean, what drinks of my wife's I could steal? Shit, she don't have much, do she? No. Jeez. It's White Claws. It's White Claw. That's the option, is White Claw. God. What is this? What is this? White Claw, watermelon lime smash. Okay, let's try a White Claw. No whiskey? I don't have whiskey. I don't drink. I've cut down the alcohol consumption a lot this year, so I don't always have a bottle of whiskey in my house. Not like the good old days. So. Man, turn on the fridge. Oh no, I'm drinking a drink with sugar in it. Oh, woe is me. I'm not up to date on the current internet standards of a man. You know, it's not like, you know, I've got a beard and a, you know, moderately successful career as a YouTuber and a family who loves me, and 6 years in the Canadian Forces doing army shit, blowing stuff up, and, you know, a safe full of guns in the basement, and, you know, I go outdoors and I camp, and no, I drink sugary drink occasionally. Oh no, it's got alcohol in it. It's good. White Claw penetration. I don't have an AK, but I do have Nerf, but I've already opened it, so. Actually, this one ain't bad. I'll give it credit. This one is the, oh God, is it? Surf. White Claw Surf. Watermelon lime. This one actually ain't bad. I mean, it's 5%, so I'm drinking water, but this one ain't bad. The normal White Claws I can't stand. To go to a neighbor. Holy cow, it's expensive. Yeah, that's why I don't really drink so much anymore. I used to, like, you know, get a bottle every couple of weeks and it lasts me a bit, but it's like, now it's like, you know, you could do, you know, I'm Canadian, so certain things are legal up here, and you can get certain things in like oil form that'll last you like a month or more of relatively regular use, and it's a fraction of the cost of alcohol. Why do you think I have a cocoa press? Bottle of Mount Bajan on like $200 to $300 a bottle. Here's the thing, I can't stand that. Like, when it comes to like whiskey, my whiskey of choice is just JP Wiser's. Just a Canadian whiskey, a basic Canadian whiskey. I don't get more expensive whiskey because it's like, it may taste ever so slightly better, but it still gets you drunk. Moonshine? No, that Canada's natural herb. Custom shaped chocolate edibles. They are. And they actually work really good. It's actually surprising how good it works. But we don't do that on this channel. Steam whistle. Steam whistle's okay. I'm for beer, I like my Alexander Keys. I am from Nova Scotia. So I do like my Keys. Here, let me, because we're in Near After Dark, let me pull up some vacation pictures. Oh, not there. Of the brewery. So I do like my Keys. Surfshark, I like Surfshark for like my outdoor in the summer beer. Surfshark is like my go-to. Do large icons. Go. It's funny, I know how old pictures are by like how I tell if I know how old pictures are is when I start going through the pictures. Do I have pictures of my kid in here? If yes, then yeah. Camera. There we go. Okay. Where are the vacation pictures? There we go. Oh, no, it went too far. I went too far. Where is the pictures of the brewery? Alexander Keith's Brewery. Where are the pictures of the brewery? Did I not take any pictures of the brewery on my phone? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. If you're ever in Halifax, go on a tour of the brewery. I don't think it's their like it's not their like actual brewery. It's like a set. But it's in Halifax, and you can just go there. It's like downtown, and they have a little pub in the bottom that you. There's me. God, old pre-YouTube me. So yeah, go do that. It's cool. And then go drive the Cabot Trail, because when you're like driving the Cabot Trail, it's like beautiful. Yeah, it's like, oh, go drive the Cabot Trail. This is the view. That hairline. I mean, it ain't doing any better today. It's going far north. My dad had, my dad never went bald, but passed away years ago, so I don't know how it would have turned out. But it just got really north. So I'm okay with that. Better hairline than me. Why do you think I wear hats? Marketing, that's why. I need to get a new hat. I need it because I got my Only Benchies hat, but I need to get a Canuck creator hat, which means I need to modify my logo because I want to get a version of the logo that's just the me with just Canuck creator without like the circle around it. So embrace the peak. Filthy Phil, how often does he post this? Due to Bamboo Labs compliance concerns, replacing the heat bed is no longer a feasible option. Bamboo really goofed that recall. They should have just okay, we goofed, send us your printer, we'll send you a box, put your printer in it, send it back, and we'll send you a new printer. But they tried to cheap out. They tried to do the whole, oh, you could fix it yourself. And then they got caught trying to do a recall without notifying the right people that you're doing a recall. Because when you do a recall, you actually have to like notify certain government agencies. They got caught. And then it's like, oh, you're having people do bed repairs, mains bed repairs. Okay, you got to take pictures of it because certain regulations are now getting involved. And now, freaking, you know, what is it? Micro Center is like, yeah, no, we're not even touching this. We're not even touching this. Because here's the thing. Yes, this is, I built this printer. It's got a mains bed. I fiddle with mains beds all the time. And I'm sure many of you here are competent enough to change out the bed on your 3D printer. However, just imagine the news headline, local man's house burns down after attempting to repair a recalled item on their own. Simple as that. Or they got injured. Just imagine the news headline. If somebody got injured or caused damage because they goofed doing a bed replacement on the recall. Just imagine that. Imagine that headline. Would you want that headline? I don't want that headline. Nobody has burnt their house down building a Voron yet. We like to keep it that way. That's why we have a lot of rules in place on the Discord. So if I was running a 3D printing company, it's like, we could pay a little bit more money, bite the bullet, and we'll just, we'll eat the cost. We'll do a recall properly, or we'll just take this mains power bed and we'll just have random little kid replace it and hope they don't screw it up. Yeah, when it comes to safety, I don't mess around with that. Like, when it comes to public safety, you don't mess around with that kind of stuff. Like, it's different when it's a kit. It's different when it's a kit. When it's a kit, you are accepting risk when you are building a printer from a kit yourself. There is kind of like a verbal contract in place that's like, yes, this is a kit. I might screw it up. It's a kit, okay? It's like people who build kit airplanes. But if you go buy a plane from Boeing Okay, maybe I shouldn't use Boeing as an example here, but if you buy a kit plane, there is a presumption of risk, an acceptable risk. When you buy it off the shelf, when I buy a toaster and my toaster doesn't work, I don't reach out to Black & Decker or whatever the toaster company goes, hey, I got a heating element that's not working. They're like, okay, we'll just send you a replacement one, change it yourself. No, that shit don't fly. So why do we let it go on 3D printers? Well, then you get people like, oh, well, Creality printers have had issues and they never fix it. It's like, yes, and they're shit for that. And we gave them shit for that. But that doesn't mean you still get a pass. The whole, well, so-and-so did it, so I can do it, is a shit argument. And you know that. So just because, random other company who built a $200 bed slinger that had issues doesn't excuse you to have issues and allow you to get away with it, because we call them out too. And when you market your thing as the unbox and print printer, marketed for people who've never had a printer before, and you advertise it as a really easy to use machine, you're going to get a clientele that probably isn't as well versed when it comes to tinkering with stuff and having to change stuff. So like, I'm sure this whole thing with the Moore & Son power supplies, I'm sure they're probably like, I'm not saying Bamboo, but I'm saying companies are probably like, why are people even looking into this? Like, these things affect, there's always sanctions and embargoes and stuff that always happen. But the 3D printing people, they're nerds and they look up this shit and now they're talking about it. And now like everyone kind of knows about it. Every other industry be like, what do you mean? We just never. But now it's like we got people like, hey, what's going on with this recall? And the company doesn't even know about it yet. So Bamboo wanted to make a 3D printer a home appliance, but they forgot they need to have home appliances after sale support. Yep. When I bought my fridge and the motor started making noise, I called the company and they sent a guy out to fix it. Because I'm like, hey, I bought this. It's making a noise it's not supposed to. Fix it. So either you make the tinkerer's thing, or you make the fully serviced appliance. One or the other. Pick one. Bamboo uses Moore & Son. Yep, Bamboo does use Moore & Son. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure most, like, my Bamboo doesn't. Mine are Meanwells. They changed from Meanwell to Moore & Son after the initial production batch. So mine are Meanwells, but the current revision ones that you buy use Moore & Son. Now, I don't know why they switched. I don't know if it was a cost thing, a supply thing. I have no idea, but they switched. Really like the shirt. Unfortunately, you cannot buy it. It's a pay money Wubby shirt, and it's got cat girls on the back. Because who doesn't like cat girls? So, but if you want waifu shirts, you can buy those at GameStop. Code Canuck Creator, 10% off. I called LG. My Ford Focus at 9 years and 10 months of ownership blew the transmission control module. They took it and it sat on their lot for 4 months while they waited for a replacement, and they provided me a free rental vehicle for that entire time. So, yeah. But remember, Bamboo's a new company. They're a small company. They're not, they're new to this. They're not part of a massive, large conglomerate full of companies all over the world that fall under a banner of a large multinational that would have the funds to take care of these sort of things and have industry experience. Yeah, they're just a small company. They recalls, what are those? Is what it is. Is what it is. Just make good things and sell them to people at reasonable price. Not that hard. not that hard. If your bamboo doesn't work, just blow in the cartridge. There is no cartridge. Well, actually, there is an SD card slot on it. During 2021, my truck sat for 14 months due to no parts for the 4-liter transmission on the dealership. Horrible. Oof. Get the game. Honestly, okay. So I've switched. I still drink like Coke Zero, maybe like one a day with like dinner. But in terms of like me sitting at the computer sipping something, I used to drink a ton of Coke, and I've pretty much switched to Gamestops, and it's got no sugar. Like, be aware it is a caffeinated. Well, actually, they have a caffeine-free version. It is it's not a supplement. I don't know. It's got like, I don't know, vitamins or whatever. But it's like Crystal Light. It's like that kind of thing. It's a powder. You add it to water and you drink it. But I like it, and it's got no sugar in it. So I don't even think it has aspartame. I don't. It just flavored. What's in Gamersubs? Our ingredients. Let's find it. Where is it? There we go. I don't know. There you go. Vitamins. So it's got vitamin C, D3. It's got caffeine stuff. I don't know. There's all the stuff in it. Sweeteners. It's got this. Whatever that is. But guess what? It doesn't have sugar in it, and it tastes good. And I don't get as bloated. So. So IDG is an investment capital firm. That's like saying like, okay, to be fair, let's be honest. Most American companies fall under a couple companies. There's only a couple companies in the States that own everything as well. So I'm not saying, it's bad that it is, but IDG is an investment capital firm that basically, they're the ones that provide the funding to get a bunch of companies going. So there's a bunch of companies that fall under that banner. So they are independent companies, but they all like report up. So it's kind of like BlackRock in the US, that kind of thing. Any of you guys here in Nero have any experience with the Orbiter 3.0? No, maybe. I think I actually have one somewhere. I don't know where though, but I haven't put it in a printer yet. Own stock? I don't think they own stock. They're an investment firm. They invest. You go to them and they go, hey, they either buy up startups and give them money, or they start up startups, or people reach out to them. They've got like 500 IP. They're an investment firm. So they provide the funding for stuff to get going, kind of thing. So. So and by the way, those aren't all the companies. There's several more in our sphere that fall under that. But it is what it is. Like, let's be honest, most companies need some form of investment to get started. So Textron, yeah. And let's be honest, it's the same in the US. There's only a handful of companies that own pretty much everything. Like, let's be honest. Government-owned investment firm. Money printer go brr. About Orbiter 3.0. It's just relatively new. I like Orbiter 2, and Orbiter 3 is betterer. Infer from there. So that's what I was meaning earlier in the stream, like how a bunch of companies just got hit with US sanctions for violating. So you better hope that company doesn't get hit. Otherwise, there's a lot of companies that fall under that umbrella. By the way, who's excited for open source? It's in like less than a month. I got an update from like, I got an email from like Delta or from my hotel or whatever. They're like, hey, just so you know, your stays in a month or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, it's like less than a month. So I'm gonna be in California. I've never been to California. I've never been to San Francisco. I will be there in mid-June. So that'll be fun. And then the next weekend is Murph. I don't know who's gonna be there, but I'll see you if you're there. It's gonna be interesting. Murph is going to be interesting this year. Open sauce be there. Yeah, open sauce should be fun. Like, I don't know what kind of videos I'm going to do there. I'm going to try and do a vlog. I'm going to try and vlog it and do an actual travel vlog for once. Because here's the thing. I want to try and start, like, here's the funny thing. Let's pull it up here. Let's pull it up here. YouTube. Let's pull up the YouTube channel. The type of content I like doing. So you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of doing videos. I hate doing videos. The ROI on videos for me is horrible, and it just annoying. I'm not a huge video person. I'd rather, if I'm going to work on something, I'd rather do it live kind of thing. But so yeah, the big tree tech video. So that was a video I recorded. I went all the way to Murph, or to Smurf. Okay. Go all the way to Smurf. Record the video, come back, edit it all and everything. That video is not doing as good as the video I put out a day later. That was me going, oh, hey, they kind of banned this company from the US. Let me turn on the camera and talk for 8 minutes and spend 10 minutes recording that, editing that into a 7-minute video. And then that video was doing better. Those are like, I prefer more like off the cuff, quickly, like faffing about videos. So I want to try doing more of those. Like less critical videos, less like deep videos, more just like, hey, here's a quick little thing I'm working on kind of thing. Any conventions on the East Coast besides East Coast Rep Fest? Well, it's not East Coast Rep Fest. It is 3D Printopia now. But other than that, as far as I'm aware, not really. I think there is a maker fair. I think there's a maker fair drama. I wouldn't call that was drama. Like this, I wouldn't call drama. Me going like, hey, hello. Okay, oh, why are you playing? Like me going, hey, is your 3D printer violating sanctions? Because, hey, this company just got hit with sanctions and, you know, go away. Here they are on the list and blah, 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 and how this could affect you. Like, I don't think that is drama. That is more news than anything. It's like, hey, printers contain these components. These components are no longer allowed to be brought into the US and sold in the US. This is going to affect you. This is going to affect a lot of people. It doesn't affect you. That's a lot of people didn't like thought like the FBI would be knocking on their door. It's like, no, this affects vendors. So off topic, but I love that your posting videos isn't packed with affiliate links. Seems like some creators now only share a link if it includes their affiliate. That annoys the heck out of me. I know, like, here's the thing. You get your bag, fam. I've got nothing against content creators that this is their job. This is my job. So I can't, you know, oh, you're making more money than me. No. I leave a lot of money on the table because I don't like doing it that way. Like, yes, I have affiliate links. Go check them out. Link in the description. Code Canuck Creator, get 10% off gamer subs. Go buy some Polymaker. I get an affiliate link. Like, yeah, I have affiliate links. But like, I post on Twitter for fun and for engagement. I don't post on Twitter to, oh man, I'm so glad I picked up this caliper. Here's my affiliate link for Amazon. I don't do that. It's annoying. It's not the type of, I do the content I want to do. I do the content I want to do, not the content that makes me money, which kind of sucks at times. But that's like what I like doing. I do this for fun. I just happen to make an income off of it. But I'd rather do a video that I have more fun doing than a video that I make more money on. It sounds weird, but it's true. So that's why I don't do as many videos. Like, luckily this year, I've done more videos this year than I've done last year, I think, to be honest. But I'd rather, like, I'd rather stream if I'm working on something. So that's why I don't do a ton of videos. Because it's like, if I'm going to work on something, I'd rather do it with a live audience, having fun, talking to people. So. I will admit the title of the video was clickbaity. The whole, is your printer violating US sanction? But it was normally, if you look at a title and it ends in a question mark, the answer is no. And technically your 3D printer is not violating sanctions. It's just, you may have components in your 3D printer that may violate sanctions. Also, my white balance was totally off on this video. But I don't care. Is this my main source of income? Yeah. I've been full-time YouTube for over 2 years. And hit us with as many referral links. They're in the description. I don't even have an Amazon one because I tried setting up the Amazon one and they're like, we need a business account or a business, like a registered business number. And I'm like, here's my registered business number for Ontario. And they're like, yeah, we don't accept that. And I'm like, Okay. What kind of headphones? Hedemames. I actually daily drive Hedemames. For those that like I actually have Hedemames. They're my regular headphones are Hedemames. Those are my daily driver headphones on my computer. Are the Hedemames, which we built on a live stream. They're 3D printed headphones. I actually like them. I use them all the time. Yes, there are better headphones out there, but in my house, they are the best headphones I got. And I already have them, so. And guess what? If I drop them and break them, I just print new parts. It's great. I've already done it like twice. Yeah, I've dropped them twice over the years. Like I have two sets of them. I have the original ones I built, and then we built the version 2s, and I built an open back set of them, and those are the ones I use now as my daily driver. I've dropped both of those and broken them, and just like, oh no, I have broken my 3D printed headphones. If only I had some sort of device that I could print replacement parts like this Tico. Yeah, they're 3D printed. They're called Hedemames. Is it possible to build a Trident that has 350 Z height? You could build it however big you want. Just source the right components. Just, you know, as you go big, you start running into downsides. Remember, anyone can build a big printer. It's building a good big printer that's the problem. But here's the thing, if you want to do 350Z, in my opinion, a V2 makes more sense. V2 makes more sense at the larger sizes. That's my personal opinion. If you want 250, 300, 350. At 250, Trident makes more sense. At 350, V2 makes more sense. At 300, you can't go wrong with either. Build whatever one you want. That's personally my opinion. And apparently, Seabor, I don't know what's going on, but they have a cool all-wheel drive Gucci version of a Trident, and they might be sending me a kit to build. If so, we'll build it. So. Or a rat rig. I like rat rig. I really don't like a 500mm bed moving in the Z. Apulo's in chat, I think, still. He knows how big that bed gets. So a bit like this is a 330 bed, and it's only got a single Z motor. So it's actually kind of nice because you can move it up and down just by moving one belt. And this is a really beefy bed, but it's also all machine components. So you can get away with that a little bit better. On a Voron, my Voron or my Trident is a 350 Trident, but it's only 250 in the Z. So it's 350 by 350 by 250. And you can't see it. Actually, you can. Watch. Okay. Just to put it in perspective. Okay. Just to put it in perspective. Okay. That is a 350 by 350 by 250 on the Z Trident. That is a 330 by 330 by 385-ish, 390 on the Z V2 next to it. And as you can see, there's not really much Z height difference between the two. The V2 is much more efficient in the Z. And that's a 300 spec V2 right there. So, but that one's down because the extruder's broken and I haven't fixed it yet. So. Only complaint about the V2 is electronic access. Yeah, the V2, like the whole electronics underneath is really nice until you have to do any work on it. Once it's built, it's great until you have to do work on it. That's the only downside, is flipping it over. Like, yeah, it's nice to have the backpack, but also once you add a backpack, well, the printer is bigger. It's like this, I can't put this on a 24-inch desk and push it against the wall because it is, with the electronics on the back and everything, it is 25 inches. So if you have this on a bench, like most desks are 24 inches deep. Like your average bench, you know, is 24 inches. That's why I build my own benches. So I can build like 30-inch deep benches. It's great to have. Because most things are 24 inches. And guess what? This doesn't fit on a 24-inch. Like I can't put this on the shelf because if I put it on the shelf, either the electronics push into the curtain I have behind it, or it hangs off the front. It either hangs off the front or hangs off the back. That's why this lives under here. So yeah. Side pack is another idea, but the problem with side pack is now you gain room in the X. Whereas you already have that dead space underneath the printer on a V2 because you have the Z drive. You already have that dead space there that's not being used. You might as well put something there, and then it's electronics. So. Voron's physics. That was, for those that don't know, the original design goal of the original Voron, the V1, was to be a Ultimaker 2 tier of machine that you can build yourself using commercial off-the-shelf components that was as space optimized as possible. For the longest time, and I still don't know if it's true, but for the longest time, the printer with the most build volume to printer volume was a Voron for DIY printers. Vorons are extremely space efficient. Especially like the V2. You get a lot of print volume for the machine size. Whereas something like my Rat Rig 200 is bigger than a 300 V2, and it has 100 millimeters less print volume in the X, Y, and Z. I like the V1. It sucks we can't do it on the Trident, but on the V1, the electronics are inside the back of the frame. So on a V1, my V1.8 here. What's up? Overhead, there we go. So on my V1.8, you can't really see. Oh, I got a fan there. Okay, the fan's gonna close that. But you can kind of see how there's like a shelf there? That's because the electronics are actually inside the frame. There's an internal backpack on the V1.8. That's one of the reasons I use the V1.8 for Toasty Boy, because of the internal backpack. The interior volume that you have to keep hot is smaller. So it's harder, or it's easier to keep it hot. And then there's like the offshoots like Doom and whatnot for those that want to do crazy stuff. How is the bamboo printing? Are you printing? You're printing. I want that to finish, but I don't know how much time we have left. Oh geez, we're only at 41%. Electronics at the top for Doom. Yeah, you could do that. It's nice having also the electronics being low underneath is a lower center of gravity as well. That is also nice. How hot does the toasty chamber get? Here's the thing, I don't really know. I put a thermistor in there and it reads like 50 Celsius, which isn't right. I think it gets into the high 60s, low 70s. Put it this way. I printed PEC on it. We've printed PEC on it. Where'd you go? Okay, I don't know where. Oh, here it is. This is a Benchy in PEC. Like PEKK. The $80 for a 250 gram spool PEC. And this printed on a V1. We printed PEC on it. And it's PEC. Note, it's really PEC, and that's on a V1.8. So it's hot enough to print PEC. Rock and roll. Yeah, there's a mod. I think, is it MZbot or not MZbot? Did Modbot just did one, or Mandic? I can't remember. One of them just built a Trident where you had the, actually, no, it was, who was it that just built a Trident that had the electronics, the reversed or whatever it was? Can't remember who it was. Grant? Was it Grant? I think Grant might have done that. They did the mod where the electronics, instead of, you can just take the top off and the electronics are like, you can get them in like this instead of having to, yeah, Grant did it. Or Mandic? Yeah, there's a few different mods for that. Inverted electronics, yeah. There you go. What time? Do you want to do the giveaway soon? What time are we at right now? Yeah, we'll do the give. We'll go till 11:30, I think. 11:30, 11:30. I think we'll go at 11:30 or 11:15. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some filament from Polymaker, link in the description. Do it now because we're probably going to end the stream soon. And while you're down there, if you want to help support the channel, contact Create, check out the links in the description. Some of them are affiliate links. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. Like the smash button. And if you really want to help support, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gift memberships to others. That's what the cool people do. Let's see what's going on in the world. There's a struggle with the dual 5x20 fuse on the filter power. No, I don't think I've. The only ones I've replaced are the ones that are inside the inlet that have popped a few times. For the same price, which is better, eSun, ABS Plus, or Polymaker? I would say Polymaker. I'm not being biased there because I have a Polymaker affiliate link in the description. I used to use the crap out of eSun ABS Plus back in the day. They changed the formula. It's no longer as good. It used to be a very consistent, reliable go-to, like a bulk ABS. I used to buy the crap out of it back in the day. But they changed the formula a couple years ago and it's nowhere near as good. So yeah, I would say Polymaker. Mandic is also doing the heated chamber trident. I told him to use bed fans for the temp he's going for, but didn't believe a stock trident can get to 60 without the bed. You can get in the mid 60s with fans. Toasty Boy gets in the 70s with fans and a bed and some insulation. The reason here, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. The reason like commercial printers like the Cheaties and Bamboo and whatnot have chamber heaters to get higher temperatures is because their printers are built out of the flimsiest, thinnest plastics in the world. The beds are under spec to put out enough heat to heat the chamber, and they all leak like a sieve. So these printers, you know, they seal up nice and tight. They use thicker enclosure panels, and they seal them up better. And guess what? The beds, when you have a big chunky mains bed with a big ass heater or a big ass Mike 6 aluminum plate on it, it acts like a giant radiator and it pumps out heat into the chamber. Versus you have a little thin PCB with just like a smearing of aluminum on it. That's like the bare minimum spec, or in Bamboo's case, it's a 220 bed running at 110. That's why it takes forever to heat up if you're in North America, by the way. For those that don't know, if you're in North America and you can plug your Bamboo into 220, do it. It's 4 times more efficient. Literally, your bed will heat up in 1 minute versus like 8. It's hilarious. They spec'd one bed for all the markets, and it's a right spec bed in European market, and in North America it's neutered because it's a 220 mains bed running at 110. So it's like a quarter of the efficiency or whatever it is. And by the way, we have tried it. I have a 220 plug right there for the Milo. I've plugged my Bamboo into 220 and the bed heats up in 1 minute versus like 6 to 8 minutes for ABS. It's hilarious. So yeah, if you're running a print farm in North America and you're running Bamboos, looking at running them at 220. Nope, they don't run on DC. They're mains. Even the A1 is a mains powered bed. And if you look underneath, it doesn't even have a PCB heater. It literally uses like a big heating element like you would find in like a hot plate. Main difference between a V2 and a VZbot is the price? No. Like, are you comparing like this to a Voron? They're completely different machines. They're completely different machines with completely different design goals. They are other than being Quarks-wise, they have really nothing in common. A1 pancake griddle. Is there a SpaceX launch tonight? Oh no, that was last night. That was last night. made payments to Voron. They did. I think Max checked it like afterwards. And it's like, yeah, they did. Here's the thing. It's cool of them to do it. I'll fully admit there are other companies that have made donations in the past to Voron. We just don't like it being used as a marketing thing. It's kind of like Voron, we do our thing, we put out our designs, it's cool if you use them, but please don't use us in your marketing or branding unless you come out and ask us, and most of the time we'll say no. Like, there are a few companies Voron has fully, you know, LDO, Voron, we work together a lot. Big Tree Tech, we've worked a lot, but usually those are, you know, we kind of want something, can you make it for us kind of thing, versus, you know, hey, we're gonna make your thing and sell it and make profit off of it, and we'll give you a kickback. Can we use Voron on our branding? And it's like we're not gonna say no, we're just not gonna endorse it at all, because Voron doesn't endorse anything like that. So they've taken, I will give them credit, they have removed and taken down a lot of the app. They use Voron very heavily in their early branding for the SV08 and marketing for the SV08. They've removed a lot of it, so I give them credit for that. But yeah. But yeah, Voron isn't meant to be like, I'm starting up a company building a Voron clone and I'm gonna like hitch my ride to Voron and use it as branding and slap the logo everywhere. It's like, no, don't do that. We don't want that. And yeah, the SV08 is not a Voron. In fact, my SV08 is probably going to be moving down to the room of dust collection soon. Because let's be honest, the 350 V2 that's not enclosed is not really something I'm going to use too often. Also, considering it still doesn't even work right macro-wise. Nothing wrong with it, it's just I don't foresee it replacing any of my printers out here. I am working on getting the print room downstairs redone though. I need somewhere to put the FL Sun S1. That thing's flipping huge. Rover, I've made a mental note never to give you anything ever. Never ask a YouTuber for free shit. It's annoying because we get it all the time. You're the equivalent of the old person asking a cashier, since something doesn't scan, do I get it for free? It's annoying as shit. No offense, buddy, but it's annoying as shit. Because we get it all the time. When's the embargo? Next month. I was really hoping it showed up, like, communication's not great, but it's like, hey, printer's here. Can I told you when you're like, hey, because they're like, hey, do you want the printer? I'm like, cool, I'll do an unboxing video and then a review at a later date. And they're like, cool, we sent it to you. I'm like, cool, it showed up. Can I unbox it now? And they're like, oh no, nothing before this date. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna sit on it for like 3 weeks. So I'm gonna unbox it and do a video on it. And then the stream after I can talk about it, we'll do a print and chill with it or something. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad printer. Here's the thing. Here's where Sabal kind of screwed up. They didn't mention to me that it was a pre-production unit. And they sent it to a person who basically has been doing majority Voron stuff for the past half decade plus. So I am gonna directly compare it to the Voron it's attempting to clone, and I'm gonna judge it as if it's a completed item, which it's neither of those. So it's like you sent the one person who's gonna like dig down on it on the most for everything that's wrong with it, and you didn't tell them it was a pre-production unit. You kind of did it to yourself. I'm sorry. I really like the SV06. So I you know, the SV07 I passed on, and I'm like, hey, you're making a Voron S printer, sure, send it over, but I'm going to take a look at it. So turn the overhead camera off, don't need that. Any news on the K3? If there's a kit, I'll build it. I think Fabrico said they're working on it, but it's been a while. So we'll see. We will see. So Voron Mark 8 next. No, don't call any 3D printing stuff Mark 8. Mark 8. Mark 8 hankers back to early Ender shit. What's the point on doing a review of something if it's never going to bring up the bad parts? I'll tell you exactly why people do reviews without, you know, really going too deep into it or mentioning bad things. You can check out my link, my affiliate link in the description for the answer. That's your answer. Remember, if you want to know, and I've tweeted this out and a bunch of people agree with me, if you want to know what 3D printer people actually like, look in the background. Whenever they do a shop tour video, or like if their studio happens to have printers in the background, look what they have. Look what they actually use. If you want to know what printers people who work in 3D printing actually think are good, look what they have in the background. Look what they actually use. Because it's always funny when you see a review for a printer where the person goes, this is the best printer ever, and it's great, and you should buy one, and here's my affiliate link. And then you never see that printer again. Or they post a picture on, you know, whenever it happens. I've given away printers in the past. I brought a bunch to Murph last year, and I'll probably do it this year. I'll bring a bunch of printers to give away, but it's local and I could drive to it. If a YouTuber is going, here's a room full of printers that I'm giving away, and there's a printer in there that's new for, like, it's not even a month new, and they're already giving it away, that kind of tells you what they're thinking about the printer. But no, we don't give away the Tico. The Tico does a very good job keeping that little area back there lit. So the Tico stays. So, did I run out of octopus boards? Nope. See a Milo and a laser diode behind me. Because the VZbot is blocking a Bamboo X1 with AMS, a Prusa Mark IV that's enclosed, which, by the way, the Prusa actually, I've been feeding that thing PETG. It's really good. I've been really liking the Mark IV. Not the fastest, but other than speed, the moment you take speed out of the equation, the Prusa is great. And even then, it's not that slow. A Voron V1.8 Toasty Boy for all the exotic stuff, a Trident, and 2 V2s. And then underneath, we got the Magneto, which unfortunately is down right now. I'm trying to figure out some issue with the controller. But I think it's just a random fluke thing, because we had a power surge, and I think something may have gone, but we'll figure that out. And then this guy. So one does not simply. So here's the thing, Techmaster. For those that don't know, I have like 20 octopuses. Actually, I don't think I have that many anymore. I think I got like 10 left. A while ago, this is like whenever the octopus first came out, so it was like 2+ years ago, 2-3 years ago. Big Tree Tech reached out to me. And I think this was like the old Big Tree Tech team, not the current team with like Luke and them. And they're like, hey, do you want to do a giveaway on your channel of octopuses? And I'm like, yeah, sure. They're like, cool, we'll send you some. They already have my address and whatnot. Or they're like, yeah, sure, awesome. I'm like, cool. They didn't say they were sending me. They're like, hey, do you want to give away some octopuses on your channel? I'm like, yes. And then I didn't hear anything back from them. And then in the mail, because they already have my address, a box showed up at my house one day, and I opened it up, and there were like 20 octopuses in it. So they sent like 10 regular octopuses and like 10 octopus pros or something like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I did some giveaways. John, like, I sent 2 to John that disappeared in USPS. They're freaking gone. I don't even know where those ended up. But I gave away, and the problem was it cost me like $30 to send them out. So I'm like, great. So I've got these things that I can give away that cost me money. Because I live in Canada, so shipping stuff to the States sucks. So yeah. So I've got a whole bunch of them. They have no drivers. That's another thing. They're just the board. So they don't have any drivers. So you still need to go get 2209s or whatever. Yeah, they're Octopus like 1.0s. They're like the original version of the Octopus. So yeah, so I've got a whole bunch of them. I've given a few out to people at events, like local, or somebody like, oh, remind me to bring some or something. It's just like, they're just there. But I mean, like, I've also got like a box full of V6 stuff from E3D. That's like, and a Chimera. It's like, ooh, a Chimera. That was great 5 years ago. Every printer gets an octopus. Well, let's see. So right now, the V2, the LDO V2 has an octopus. Tallboy has a Kraken. The Trident has a Leviathan. The V1.8, I think, has an SKR something. Bamboo has whatever. This has a Kraken in it. The 250 V2 that's going to go back downstairs, that has a Leviathan in it. I still have another Leviathan. The Milo has a Fly board. Which would be my board of choice? I'll be honest, whatever the kit came with. Because here's the thing. Yes, I'm switching this out from a mellow Fly to a Kraken. Guess what? It ain't going to change at all how this printer performs. The only reason I'm changing it out is because I wanted to do new tool head stuff, and I have the Kraken. I'm like, hey, we'll put the Kraken in this. It'll be a nice, cleaner wiring package, and we'll change out the tool head stuff. Turns out the tube don't fit, so now we're just going to put a beacon on it and call it a day. But, I don't even know if that's going to fit. I don't even know if those I don't even know if those are going to even fit. But it doesn't matter. If you're running Clipper, your controller board really doesn't matter. Just get something that's reliable and has the features you want. So as long as it connects to all the things you need to connect to, and it does what you want. So if you want to play with high voltage stuff, then yeah, okay, you need something that can take 48 volts. But if it's like, you know, a bog standard 250 V2, just get a Leviathan. But even if the kit comes with an octopus, it doesn't matter. It's enough. It's enough. Like, yeah. So ramps then. You know what's funny? I have a V1.0. It has 12 volt ramps with DRVs. And with Clipper, it runs as fast as the Bamboo. So yes, even with ramps. Ramps kind of sucks though, because you can't do 24 volt with ramps unless you mod it, and it's a pain in the butt. You can make ramps do 24 volts. I've done a video, one of the oldest videos on my channel for 3D printing is how to put 24 volt ramps, or how to modify ramps for 24 volts. You can do it. You have to bypass some fuses to do it, but you can do it. But yeah, the functional, like with Super 8. So here's the Super 8 board. So the reason we swapped out the Super 8 board is this is a Super 8 board that this used to have, but it had the external 5160s. So it was basically a giant mess of wiring. But you know what board needs to be used more? And I'm gonna find something to use it in. Duet. I love this board. The Duet 2, I flipping love this board. It is, I swear, the Duet 2 is like the AK-47 of 3D printer controller boards. It just works. It just works. It's beefy enough to do whatever you need it to do for majority of 3D printing use cases. Yeah, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles the new stuff has, but it just works. The Duet 2 is an amazing board. I love it. It just, you know, it could use a couple updates, and yeah, there's Duet 3 now and Duet 3 Mini and whatnot, but the Duet 2, if you have one kicking around, it runs Clipper great. Or even if you just want to run RepRap on it. Okay, oh shoot, we're at 11:30. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Wheel of Names. So if you did not enter for your chance to win some filament from Polymaker, you will have another chance on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we are going to be doing firmware shenanigans with this. We're going to go through and remap the entire control config, because here's the thing, we still have the original Raspberry Pi in here. All we've done is change the controller board. So all we have to do is flash Clipper onto the Kraken, update everything, and then all we got to do is go through our config and just remap pins. And we should be good to go. And then hopefully I'll have a fan duct printed so that we can attach a beacon to it and we can do the beacon stuff too. So it'll be firmware shenanigans with beacon. How about Recore? Steve has a Recore, doesn't he? What firmware does Recore run, by the way? Okay, give me a number between 3 and 7. I need a number between 3 and 7. 2. That's not between 3 and 7. David, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna wait for this line to line up with the line, and then we're gonna go because it's gonna be the red or the blue. I guarantee it. Today's the day. Today is the day. Round and around she goes. Where she stops, it's gonna be right there. Oh, you could. Dang it! Dang it! No. Our browser, our brownster. This person, congratulations! You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker after the stream ends. Recore best board for Clipper. But what does the Recore do that's better than like a KRAKEN? Like it's an all-in-one board. Does it have, it has its own controller on it, right? So it's an all-in, it's a complete all-in-one, or does it still need a Raspberry Pi? Actually, why am I being the average YouTube commenter and asking you when I could just Google it? Google. Recore 3D printer board. Why am I being a YouTube commenter and asking something for a question that I can easily answer on my own? Okay, so we got the Recore. It's based on Linux, has a quad core. Okay, so it's basically a complete all-in-one with an A64 on it. That's one way of doing. Oh, so that means it's all DuPonts. I mean, it's easy, but boards. How many boards? So what do we got? Out of stock. I mean, it probably is not a bad board. Probably not a bad board. Like, you're probably going to be a little bit on the proprietary end because you're probably going to have to deal with a custom image. 240 bucks. There's your reason. 240. Because you can get yourself a Pi for relatively cheap nowadays, and then any controller. Because here's the thing, you're not going to get any performance difference. That is kind of the downside with Clipper that makes Clipper awesome, is you really don't see a lot of performance difference with the controller board. How many drivers do we have? Please tell me you can hold 7. Please tell me you can at least hook up 7. Record 7. So we got an all-winner A64 running Clipper with a gig of RAM, 8 gig that, 6 TMC 2209. Okay, so at least you can run a V2. You'd have to have a controller, a dedicated controller for the tool head with a driver, but you could run a V2. So it'd be nice. It'd be a nice little dedicated. Does it have USB? Yeah, it's got USB, so you can plug in a camera and whatnot. Does it have Wi-Fi? It does have Wi-Fi. Okay. Yeah, it does have Wi-Fi. So yeah, it does look like a nice package. A little on the pricey end. That's going to be the only downside, but it is more of a boutique thing. Also, apparently CNC too. CNC, I guess. Expect heat sinks. The heat sinks are probably aftermarket. Like the heat sinks are probably something you stick on after. Like they probably come with standalone. Because here's the thing, 2209s on a large enough controller board, as long as they are the controller board has a big enough copper pore in it, you should be okay. Like for example, the Duet. You don't need to run heat sinks on a Duet. The what are these? 2660s? Yeah, these are 2660s. And these don't need heat sinks. The board itself is the heat sink. That's one of the reasons I like integrated drivers, is because the board itself is a heatsink. So usually I just run like one passive fan just to move air around in the controller and off you go. You don't need to put heat sinks on them. Recore is the only live control with Klipper. So does that mean anything for the average printer user though? That's the thing. Also, live with Klipper, isn't Klipper always batch commands? Unless they've changed stuff? I'm not a huge software guy, so I'm not 100% sure what advantage that means for the average person. Like, what does that allow you to do that, like, what this currently has, which is, you know, a KRAKEN and a Pi 4, what advantage do you get over it? Yeah, it doesn't need 5. Well, let's be honest, John. Most of the time they come with the heatsink. So. If the CPU and everything is on the same board, you don't need to batch commands. It just sends. Theoretically, but the problem is you have to rewrite a bunch of the Klipper code for that for it to take advantage of that. No way to empty buffer. I've never had a buffer issue though. That's the thing. Like, yes on paper, but in actual real world, is it any benefit that a person will ever notice? That's the thing. Like, I'm not trying to like poop on it or anything. I'm just trying to say, hey, for your average user who, you know, if I you know, I'm ripping out my KRAKEN plus Pi 4 and replacing it with a Recore, will I see any difference? And if so, what? Because it's like, I'm not running into any limitations with my current setup. Yeah, it's still, yeah, they still have to talk between each other. It's just a more efficient talking between each other. But already, like, even with over USB, we're not running into any, like, we're not capping out the USB interface speed limitations. Yeah, it still uses, yeah, it still has the STM32 talking to the SoC. Like, they still talk to each other. It's just over a slightly quicker interface than USB. But we're not capping out the speed limitation of USB or UART, for example. Once we figure out Wi-Fi, Klipper Wi-Fi, then will be interesting. Then you can have a toolless, a completely remote extruder. That would be cool. But you still have to power. Okay, I'm not gonna, it's assuming direct control. Where did I, yeah, there you go. Assuming direct control. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. It's getting late. I want a little snack before bed, and that won't be done for another 20 minutes. So we're gonna call it there, I think. So yeah, so on Tuesday, unfortunately, no CHUUUBE. I was really hoping to get the CHUUUBE in this, but the CHUUUBE don't work in the VZbot, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to find another home for the CHUUUBE. But we will hopefully have the beacon. I'll have a way to put the beacon in this. So on Tuesday, we'll do firmware shenanigans with this. We'll change it over to the KRAKEN on the firmware side, and then we'll get the beacon going, and then we'll do fast bed meshing. Defrost my breads. I haven't had to do that in a long time, but thank you for reminding me. Put the CHUUUBE in the Ultimaker. We could. Because I could just, it's 12 volt, right? Do I put the CHUUUBE in an Ultimaker? I mean, it's running Klipper. It'll move as fast as we want it to. And I do have a laser cutter. So we could cut out a mount for it. That would be a massive disservice to this thing. And I love that idea. We'll see. Okay, calling it there. It's late. It's the weekend. Go have fun, everyone. Happy Victoria Day. Happy long weekend for the Ontarians out there. Also, is Ontario the only province that does Victoria Day, I think? Either way. So yeah, we're gonna call it there. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Go buy some gamer subs, code Canuck Creator, get 10% off. Links for them and more in the video description below. Some of our affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go along with supporting the channel. Shout out to Big Tree Tech for sending the KRAKEN that we put in this. Shout out to Luke's Lab for the CHUUUBE that unfortunately we can't use. Thank you, Apollo, for giving me a beacon from Beacon. And for those that donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you for not being able to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, you make it all possible. We're calling it there because I'm hungry and need a little snackage before bed. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.